All right, so are you ready to talk about Night Killer?
I'm ready to talk about Night Killer, I think.
Okay.
Virginia Beach Police Department. Officer Gabrielle here.
I just got a phone call from a guy spying on me.
Was it an obscene phone call?
Yes?
Did he threaten you?
Yes.
That poor woman will never be the same again. She doesn't remember anybody or anything.
All of the victims were raped before they were tortured, mutilated, and killed by the masked maniac.
Brian picked this movie.
Yes.
I definitely want to know, when is the first time you watched this movie, Brian?
I've only seen it once before.
Okay.
And I heard about it somewhere. I don't remember where. And I think it was because I knew that the same people made Troll 2.
Okay.
And Troll 2 has fascinated me for a long time because you've seen Troll 2.
Of course I have.
Yeah.
With the Ewoks.
It's so weird. It's such a weird movie. But like, you know how many things have to happen a certain way to produce Troll 2? Like all of the factors that went into making Troll 2 could have only produced that movie. Like if we tried to like recreate that, we couldn't do it because it had to be certain things
Because
happening.
we're not Italian.
Well, there's that. The fact that everyone who made the movie spoke Italian, but all the actors spoke English and no one could really talk to each other. Yeah.
I just imagine the Italians just using their hands to try to communicate.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And the dad, went in to try out to be an extra and got the lead because they were like, I like your energy.
I love it. Here we go.
So then when I found out that they had made other movies and that they were made in Italy, pretending to be American movies, I was like, oh, that sounds like something I'd really, really like.
Yeah.
And Night Killer, I watched and I was like, this movie is it's so fucking bananas.
It's bananas. I tease you, but I did enjoy the pick. I really enjoyed that you picked this movie. The cold open.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It starts with a cold open. You're like, is this the movie?
And it's almost, the cold open's almost like an Argento ripoff because you're in theater with the dancers.
Which has nothing to do with the rest of the movie at all.
Nothing to do.
Zero to do.
It's like, oh, let's establish the tone of this movie in the most fucked up way.
How would Argento do it?
Yeah, right.
Let's do what he would do.
Hey, Dario, come here. I don't think I've ever heard Claudio Fragasso, the director of this movie. I did hear him speak because he was in the documentary about Troll 2.
And doesn't he have more than one name that he goes by too?
Yeah, a lot of the Italian directors who release stuff in America adopt an American name. So when you watch the credits of this movie, it's directed by Clyde Anderson. Yeah. When in fact, it was directed by Claudio Fragasso and Bruno Mattei.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got to back up just a little bit.
Okay.
Those of you who might be joining us the first time, this is horror.
What's the name of our podcast?
Yeah, what is the name of our podcast? This is Nightmares on Tap. It's a horror movie and beer podcast.
Yeah, because Brian and I really just like talk about being disciplined, but here we are being hedonists.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Like we just had that conversation the other day. We're like, oh, we really need to be more self-disciplined. When you're going to be at my house on Saturday morning to drink beer?
And talk about breasts in Italian cinema? Sure. And I love how supportive your wife is for us.
I know.
She like lays a spread for for us. And
so funny. She's like, what? Where's the movie from? Italy? Oh, okay. I'm gonna get that lard bread from Labella.
I wanted to text you as soon as I like crossed the outer bridge. I wanted to be like, I'm on the island.
Right. So we are this is all about Night Killer. It's the 1990 Claudio Fragasso and Bruno Mattei film.
Yeah, and contrary to the film's name, I'm pretty sure he kills not just at night.
I don't think he kills. I mean, he kills at night maybe once in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Possibly the one after the restaurant scene when he takes the girl back to his place. And we'll get to that. But that scene is like, what is going on? There's so many weird choices.
Yeah.
So like I said before, it was directed by Claudio Fragasso and Bruno Mattei, who also directed Troll 2. And it was co-written by Claudio Fragasso and his wife, Rosella Drudy, who also wrote Troll 2.
I like Drudy.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool name.
I got to say, people are going to think I'm bigoted because I've walked around for like a week now just going, Rosella Drudy. Just loving the name. Just like, it just feels so good. Yeah.
It does feel good to say.
Right. And it stars Peter Hooton, Tara Buckman, and Richard Foster, and you would not be amiss if you've never heard of any of them.
Yeah, I think Tara Foster has been in some other like B-horror movies, but are the other guys in anything?
As far as I know, no.
They
Like,
just
I
are
think it was-
from the street.
Yeah, like Peter Hooton's the one who plays Axel.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to him too.
And the name Axel?
Axel. Yeah. Oh, that's, yeah. Oh, you know how long it took me to figure out what everybody's name was in this movie too? Oh, I didn't finish what I was saying before. The first time I watched this movie was because I heard about it, but I'm pretty certain I had been drinking when I watched it. And and I didn't remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like I remember like the major beats, but there were things that watching it the second time, I was like, wait, what? Like I couldn't remember anybody's name.
Oh, God. It's hard to follow. The only
Yeah.
person's name I knew in this, like I could follow, was Melanie, the
Yeah.
main character.
Melanie.
I'm like, I know her name is Melanie. Melanie.
Yeah. So I watched it on Tubi.
I also watched it on Tubi.
Yeah. So yeah, you can find this on Tubi if you want to know what we're talking about.
Watch it for free on
Oh,
Tubi.
absolutely. Now, before we get to the movie, let's talk about the beer you brought.
Okay, so I brought a beer that I have only had on tap. This isn't a can. It's from the Kane Brewing Company, which is
Nice.
located in Ocean, New Jersey.
Cool.
And I wanted to bring you this because this is one of New Jersey's finest, in my
Nice.
opinion. Like I said, though, I've never had it in the can. And sometimes when you have a beer on tap, it tastes a little different
Right.
in a can. But hopefully it's still good.
Well, it's an India Pale Ale, which is usually a winner.
Yeah.
And it's got a respectable 6.6 ABV.
Yeah. So not especially for the morning. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want for our morning day drink.
Yeah, none of that 9% for us at 11:46 in the morning.
Your wife will come home. I'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be here all afternoon.
Yeah.
I can't leave.
Oh, you can join us at our in-laws for dinner.
Well, let's crack one
All
open.
right, let's see. You know what? The last.
Oh, I definitely.
Oh my God.
Good thing this is my microphone because I would feel so guilty if it was yours.
Oh, I like it.
Already?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's very similar to the other IPAs I like.
I like it in the can. I don't
Yeah.
mind it.
I gotta say, I've become one of those like beer snobs who's like, I think cans are better than bottles.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about the bottle is sometimes the top tastes like the cap.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't like that, so you have to wipe that off. But I don't know. I like a bottle too. I like them both.
Yeah.
But I do like a bottle.
Well, a bottle looks better when you're drinking
Yes.
from the bottle.
It's
You don't
probably
look- you don't look as much like.
so classy.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I love when, like, anywhere, like, anytime I have to, like, dress up for an event and I'm wearing a dress and I'm like, can I get a beer? And they're like, do you want me to put in a glass for you? And I'm like, whatever.
I'm in a dress. Yes, of course I do.
I guess I have to.
Well, no, this is a good choice.
I'm
I like
glad
it.
you like it.
So yeah, Kane Brewing Company.
This is the beer that I wanted to bring you the first time that I came and I brought you beer. New Jersey's finest.
Oh, that
But
was when I had the Montauk, or was that the first?
I don't know. We've drank a lot of beer together.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we really have. This podcast is going to very quickly turn into like a 13-step podcast.
I feel like this podcast is going to turn into us getting drunk and talking about the occult.
Yeah.
As we get deeper and deeper. When we do this on a Saturday night, one of these days,
Oh my God,
and like
yeah.
our wives are hanging out
Yeah.
together and we're just drunk.
Yeah, you're taking
talking
home in a
about
wheelbarrow.
bullshit. Oh, God. Anyway, this is really fun.
Unbelievable.
Thank you for joining us on our second episode.
Yeah, episode number 2, and we got a winner for you today, Night Killer.
This is a winner.
It is. Like we said, the movie opens in a theater during a rehearsal, and at first I was like, is it me or do all these dancers suck? They seem not very good at what they're doing.
Well, someone was
And-
yelling at them about that.
Well, the choreographer gets into it right away with her, like, do all choreographers have a cane? Because you know in movies you see choreographers have canes. Do they really? I've never met an actual choreographer, a real choreographer.
I have.
Yeah?
And I don't remember them having canes.
Okay, because in movies, it's scarves and canes all the time.
Well, definitely scarves. There's scarves. And one time I was on a cheerleading team that Toni Basil herself choreographed.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, Mickey.
Oh, Mickey.
Yeah. That's awesome.
She pushed me out of the way. I remember that. I was in high school. I was just like, get over there. And she definitely had a scarf.
Nice. You need the scarf. The scarf, if you're in theater in any way, you have to have a scarf.
Have to have a scarf. Or you're a flight attendant. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, scarf. Those two things overlap.
Yeah, that would be cool. But the flight attendants have like the little Fred from Scooby-Doo kerchief kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
I love that.
It's so
Fred from
good.
Scooby-Doo. That has to be a carryover from the 70s aesthetic, no?
It's got to be, yeah. I think it's been a long time since I've been on an airplane. And it's funny because every time I think about flying anywhere, I have friends who are like, you shouldn't. Just don't. If you could not fly, don't fly.
Yeah, but you have to because we have to go to England.
Of course. Yeah, we got to hunt down some people.
Yeah. We got a lot to do. We got to go see Alan Moore before he passes. Not that he's going to pass anytime soon. I'm just saying.
He might never.
I hope he doesn't.
It would be amazing. Okay, back to these dancers, and they're terrible. And I was like, are they supposed to be terrible? But apparently they are because the choreographer's like laying into them.
Well, they definitely have energy.
Yeah, they do. They have more energy than I've ever had.
I can't say that about myself, but they definitely have a lot of energy. I mean, it sounds like it looked more like a workout class than it did a dance scene.
Yes, absolutely. And then one dancer arrives late.
Oh yeah, and she gets in trouble for it.
Oh, she gets a dressing
She's going to
down.
regret it for the rest of her life, which only lasts another 2 minutes.
Only just a few more minutes, exactly. So she goes upstairs to change, and she's followed by a shadow on the wall with the long fingers. And I thought, like, oh, it's like a little Nosferatu moment. Yeah. Yes. And then she goes upstairs to change, and she takes off her clothes, and we get boobs at 2 minutes 56 seconds.
And my initial thought was, I already like this movie. We didn't get boobs like that in our other movie.
No, Nightmare on Elm Street did not have the boobs.
No, but this one really brings it. So I have to give it to the Italians. And even if a woman wrote this movie, she knew. She knew where it was at.
She knew what Claudio wanted on screen.
You got the goods? Show them. So I was a fan. So already I was like, I like this movie already.
Yeah.
We got frantic movement, and then now we have boobs.
Yeah, and I think that might be a record. I got to look it up. But 2 minutes 56 in a non-pornographic film, that's pretty quick.
This movie does border.
It does border on like the sort of Cinemax soft core.
Definitely soft core, not no hardcore porn here.
No.
But this is like a late night screening.
Right. Now we see like this knobby hand with like really long fingernail claws. And this is why we chose this to go with Nightmare on Elm Street, because the killer dresses like a ripoff of Freddy Krueger without the sweater.
Without the sweater.
But he's got like the clawed hands, and he's got the weird masked face that looks burned or melted. Yeah. And it's a mask. They acknowledge in the movie that he's wearing a mask.
Definitely wearing a mask.
He's not a supernatural killer. He's a person.
Yeah, but the way he kills is supernatural.
That's so okay. So what he does is, she opens the door and he's like standing there, and he punches a hole directly through the middle of her with the clawed hand.
Pops. There's like a popping to it.
And I think I remember saying, I texted you and I said, this movie taught me something about biology that I didn't know, and something about psychology that I didn't know. And the thing that I learned about biology is that you could just punch your hand right through the middle of a human being without any resistance. It's entirely possible, I guess.
Especially when you have a clawed hand on.
Right. And they're dancers.
But you see like he like has his clawed hand, and you see the fingers like bend back.
Oh yeah. The claws are bending, so they're obviously rubber.
They're obviously rubber claws, but they still punch through a human person.
And I'm thinking to myself, why is he wearing the claw if he's just going to punch a hole through people? What's the point? I think he uses the claw once.
No, I think I saw 2 holes punch through people.
2 holes?
And then he scratches somebody's face with it.
Oh, yeah, he might. You're right. Oh, boy. See, this movie's very confusing.
It's hard to keep track of what's going on in this film
really is.
and who's who in the movie.
Yeah.
So like this whole opening scene that we're talking about, don't worry, it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie besides the fact that it introduces the killer.
That's it. It's all we just get boobs and murder in the first few minutes.
Which, yes, we'll see those throughout the movie, which thankfully.
Yeah. So then they cut downstairs, and the choreographer is, giving the dancers the business because they suck. And she gets so upset she has to light a cigarette, which for me, by the way, every time somebody lit a cigarette in this movie, I was like, cigarette?
Yeah, I know.
Why? It's so bad.
It's so bad, but when I see people smoking cigarettes, I'm like, all right.
Especially in like European films.
And when you see somebody smoking a cigarette inside too, I just want to like do it. Even though I know the room would smell like shit.
Oh, for like weeks.
Ugh,
yeah.
I would regret it, but I love to see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Smoking inside.
We should be smoking cigarettes right now.
Yeah, we should. We'd look like 80s disc jockeys,
We should get a soundboard, so we can be like shock jocks.
Oh, yeah. We could put in like silly noises.
Yeah. Anytime we see boobs, we'll have like a boob noise.
Yeah. So,
yeah, exactly the noise I was thinking.
Maybe in post, I can put in the boing noise there.
2 minutes in.
God, we're gonna lose our jobs because
I'm not gonna lose my
not
job.
you.
You might.
I might. So this first off, the late dancer gave us a real taste of what the acting level of this movie is going to be because
very high quality. This is some Juilliard level.
Wow, her delivery. I was like, wow, that was the best take they got.
We got it. It's a wrap.
Let's go on. Take off your shirt.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Truly.
And then then the choreographer gives us another sample where she just gets so upset at the dancers she can't even speak anymore. And I said, no, she's gotten verklempt.
Yeah, she has gotten verklempt.
And she can't even like talk anymore. So she goes upstairs to find where the late dancer goes.
Get into it! Oh, God. Bianca, lift your face. Anna, what are you doing? That's very original. Thank you for your improvisation. What's the matter with you? Stop! What's the matter with you guys tonight? This show's gonna, this show sucks. And the rate you're going, Charles, with your head down, I don't know. We might as well, it's never go on. I don't know what to do. Hey, look, I'm really nervous. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get her and all right. I'm a little nervous. You have to forgive me. Please. Go rehearse this without me. I'm gonna get Elizabeth. Can you please? Without me.
And she comes upon the killer, still hunched over the dead body. He spins around and this is where I thought the only use of the claw was. He slits her throat with the claw.
Yeah, and she's like holds her stomach.
Yeah, she doesn't grab her throat.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but the close up on the throat was like, that's obviously clay.
Yeah,
like you're that is like there's bad. And then she walks away from him trying to escape, and she gets really far with somebody with a slit jugular. I got to say, because I've heard that the blood pressure drops so fast you just pass out. Yeah. But she's like,
I literally hate that. The thought of having my throat cut, please just shoot me in the head.
Oh,
like
right?
I don't want to die that way.
There's a scene. I know I'm bringing in a tangent here, but you know Clive Barker, right? Mm-hmm. Clive Barker, the British horror novelist,
yes,
wrote Hellbound Heart, Hellraiser. One of his first novels, The Damnation Game, might have been his first novel. There's a scene. Oh, I just realized you were attacked by a dog. I don't know if I should say this.
Go ahead. I'm over it.
Okay.
I like to joke about it now.
This woman gets bit by a Doberman on the throat, and she falls down at the top of the stairs, and the Doberman leaves, and she's dying while watching her blood go down each step, and she's counting the steps. And then he ends the paragraph by writing, she never made it to 10 or something like that. And it was one of the most chilling moments I've ever read in a horror novel. I was like, oh my God, that is... Like Clive Barker, like really He brought the business.
Yeah. That is dark.
Yeah, I must have read that when I was like 15 too, and I can't stop thinking about that scene.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
But it's good. It sounds like good horror.
It's
like
really
you
good.
imagine it while you're reading those
Oh,
words.
yeah. Right. And again, like I always like horror that doesn't side with the killer. Like there's a reason I don't like a lot of slasher movies, because I don't like when slasher movies side with the killer.
And you're like rooting for them, like, kill him.
Yeah, get him. Yeah, that was hilarious. Like that's one of the reasons the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels don't always work for me. But because Freddy becomes much more the hero, of the later films.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited to see that unfold, because I really have no recollection.
Oh yeah, no, he's like a comedian in like.
I know he gets funnier, but I just can't remember.
Yeah, and after a while, like the human characters have zero character traits. So they're just there to get killed by Freddy in funny ways.
The one that I remember the best is Freddy vs. Jason, which
funny.
I think that movie's good.
That movie's so funny though. There are some really funny parts in it. I think we're way off on tangents again, but I think that scene where he's fighting Freddy with the flaming machete was just so visually awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where you're like, okay, this isn't the best movie I've ever seen, but how did I know I've been waiting so long to watch Jason use a flaming machete?
And to root for like one killer, psychopathic killer against another, like
right? It's so good. It has such video game energy.
It has video game energy. This movie does not have video game energy, though. We're going back to Cinemax here.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And 90s Cinemax.
When you could get away with certain things, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
This era.
Yeah. Okay, so finally he catches up with the choreographer who's been running around with a slit throat. He punches a hole through the middle of her too. And then she falls off the balcony into the seats, and all the dancers freeze in place when they see her.
Yeah, but it's like perfectly on a beat, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
she
like,
hits the
freeze
ground,
frame.
and they're like, "Don't!" Yeah, it's just so ridiculous. Now that was the first 8 minutes of this movie. I stopped it and I said, "We're 8 minutes in. What do you think? What did you think by this point?"
Well,
other than fuck Brian.
No, I honestly, I didn't think fuck Brian. At this point, I was like, all right, I'm into it. Now, mind you, the first time I watched this movie, I had smoked, not even a lot, just a little bit of a joint.
Oh, boy.
A little bit of a joint. So I'm like, I can do it. I'm watching it. It's when we get to the next two scenes that I had to turn it off. And I was like, I shouldn't watch this when I'm a little high.
Because of what he was saying on the phone?
No, because like she's the next scene we get. When does she get raped?
It's a little bit later.
A little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's like fondling herself.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Next scene. Okay. So you want to cut to the next scene?
Yeah. Okay. So now we get the credits. We get cloudy sky, bare trees. It's winter. We think.
It's winter in Virginia Beach. What I didn't know it was in Virginia Beach.
I was like, there's no. Like, yes, it's at the beach, and yes, there are hotels. I would really like to know where they actually filmed it.
They said Virginia Beach.
Really?
I looked on the Wikipedia.
Because
Virginia Beach and Rome. Because they had to, the way that this guy filmed it at first when I read it was that he filmed it like a psychological horror.
Okay.
And the producers wanted gore. So then they brought somebody else in and filmed gore scenes in Rome.
So maybe that's the Bruno Mattei parts, and the Claudio Fragasso made the other parts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Claudio Fragasso wanted this to be a psychological thriller. The producers were like, nah, this is gore.
Oh, so they were probably the ones who wanted like the Freddy-like mask and the claws, like
and this
Night
feels
Killer.
like two different movies too.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. There are two distinctly different things happening in this movie.
Yes.
And then it's very. Then there's a moment where it kind of comes together, but it's still the explanation is like
vague.
What?
Yeah. So the next couple of scenes, and I'll let you go into them, but what happened for me was that I was like, oh, I don't think I can follow what's going on in this movie if I'm a little high.
Yeah, like too much happens.
Too much happens. I was confused. Like, Melanie gets on the phone with like two different people, I think, but they sound the same.
Sound the same. Yep.
And
I
I
think
was
that
like,
was intentional.
Yeah, I know that after like the second time I watched it, and I realized,
But it's not clear that it's intentional. That's the problem.
And then I just, of course, doubted myself, and I was like, I have to actually like be able to watch this and have a conversation about it. So maybe I'll try again tomorrow.
We should try it 2 different ways.
Yeah,
Like the next movie we do, just try like no notes, really high, and see what happens. And you like you completely like internalize the movie and tell a story that has nothing to do with. You're like,
that could very well happen.
So we get the credits, which is full of fake names, both real and fake. Both you get like I said, directed by Clyde Anderson. No, but you also get like special effects by Giuseppe Lomanico.
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
wait,
a cool name too.
Yeah. So you end up with like all these things. You're like, wait, how's this happening? Then we see this nice house. We're in a kid's room, and Melanie is doing Clarissa, her daughter's hair.
Oh yeah.
Right? And she's in that very 80s.
How could I forget about this? Because the daughter, like, she's important, but like barely.
The whole thing with the daughter really confused me for a long time because they don't make it very clear what the hell's happening. Like why? We're going to get to that in just a sec. Like the doorbell rings and Sherman, it took me a while to find out that was his name.
Oh.
He picks her up.
Sherman and Axel are 2 different people.
Yes.
But are they are 2 different people?
They are 2 different people. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. But it takes a long time to figure that out.
Yes,
You're
it
like,
does.
wait a minute. Who this guy, why is he picking up the daughter?
Yes.
They don't make that very clear.
Does he drop off the gift to her?
Yes, that's the scene.
Okay.
He gives her a Christmas gift, and Melanie takes it, and he tells her she can't open it till Christmas. She's like, okay. And we promptly forget that.
But during the opening, not the first opener, but like the second opener, when we see like the landscape and that they're where they are, we barely know it's Christmas. Like,
no,
Sherman could have brought the gift and been like, don't open it till Christmas, and it's July.
Yeah, Christmas has there's almost no bearing. Like, you don't see Christmas trees in the background anywhere. You don't see like...
One time.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Where later on in the film, for whatever reason, Melanie ends up in like a hotel lobby maybe.
Yes.
And there's a Christmas tree. There's poinsettias and a Christmas tree.
That's one of my favorite moments. Yeah.
Again, jumping the gun here.
You know why.
Jumping the gun here.
So Sherman, who's a family friend, picks up Clarissa. I assume he's picking up to take her to school, like as a favor to Melanie. But no, he takes her back to his house where they pick up his wife, and then the 3 of them get in the car. And later, when Melanie's on the phone with the first person who calls, she says Clarissa's away at the country. So she must have gone away with them. Which I was like...
Do they have a kid too?
No, they can't have kids. That comes up later. So they treat
can't have
Clarissa
kids.
like their own...
So they're like, can we borrow her?
Right, kind of.
Fine.
Can we borrow?
All right.
I don't care how well I knew somebody. I wouldn't be like, yeah, you could take my, what is she, 11, 12?
Yeah.
My 11, 12-year-old daughter away to the country with you. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Unless I knew you for like a really long time.
Yeah, like we grew up together. Like you're basically my, like the kid's aunt and uncle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this movie proves me right that they should not have.
Oh, they should not. And they're weirdos the whole time.
So weird. Everyone's so weird in this movie.
Everyone is weird in this
Everyone
movie.
does things that you're like, people don't do that.
Yeah.
Unless I'm wrong. Because there's some things that women do in this movie that I'm like, I don't know. Do women do that? We're coming up to one of those things in a minute.
Same. I can't wait. I couldn't wait to talk about this with you, actually. I might actually get married if I can find a woman who does this.
So we get to watch Melanie go about her morning routine. And that's when we see Clarissa and Sherman pick up Marie, who's Sherman's wife. And one of my notes here actually says, who are these people and why are they taking the daughter? Because you don't know. When you watch the movie, you're like, what's the hell
It would be one
on?
thing if it's like, okay, this is my husband's brother.
Right.
Or like, this is my sister, or my husband's sister, or something like that.
Which in Italian cinema wouldn't be completely off the mark. When you listen to the dubbing in Italian cinema sometimes, they say things that they don't normally say in movies, like, oh, hello, my brother.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Or things like, oh my God, I'm terrified. You know, like... Like, you could have just screamed. That would have worked. Yeah. But oh, I just love you so much. They like the dialogue like that. You're like, what is going on? Then she sits down to watch the morning news. And there's a reporter talking about the masked psychopath. She's like, again, one of the worst actresses
Rika Taraskovich is the fourth victim of the hooded psychopath. The woman was also repeatedly raped before being killed.
I couldn't help but think, like, that was the best take you could get? Really? It's
These people,
so
I don't
bad.
know what they think American news is like.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. There's so many unethical things that happen with the news, too.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. So then...
And doctors.
Yeah. Melanie's visibly upset by the news report about the murder, though we don't know why. Because I was thinking to myself, does she know the person? Did she know the people
like
killed?
this is what I didn't understand either.
Yeah.
I was like...
She looks so upset. Like, and yeah, you hear about somebody being murdered and you'd be like, oh, that's terrible. But she's like, she's so upset she has to turn the TV off, you know? And then we cut to her. She's now dressed. She's writing and typing. Like, is she a writer? They don't really make that clear.
We don't know what Melanie does for a living.
She's surrounded by books and she's typing and she's smoking a cigarette again. Because again, every time...
Sounds like a writer to me.
Sounds like it, right? Cigarette, typewriter, surrounded by books. Yeah. She's wearing... I took note of her outfit at this point. She's wearing this off-the-shoulder sweater and scarf thing.
Yep.
With like what looks like a weightlifting belt around the sweater. Remember when people in the 80s...
It's very 80s.
Yeah, you might not, but you might have seen it in movies because you're younger than me. But the giant belt on the outside of the sweater.
Oh, I know this look.
Yeah. And again, it looks like a weightlifting belt. Like she's going to do powerlifting. But the sweater that's off the shoulder is so off the shoulder.
It's her, yeah.
Yeah, right? And that
can't be. You're chilly. How are you not cold?
She must. Well, it's Virginia Beach, so maybe it's a little warmer.
I guess.
Does it get cold in Virginia Beach? I haven't spent time there. I passed through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the phone rings, and this must be a phone imported from Italy because no American phone has that ring.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Oh my God, it's so European. You hear it. It's like a chirping bird. It's like a. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll have the sound effects so you don't have to listen to me do that. But I heard it and I was like, oh, guys, come on.
Wow, I love that you picked up on that because I think I was so confused what was going on that I was just trying to pay attention to the the story.
Yeah, story.
And I was like, what?
So I think of movies like this, like most people think about Eraserhead, where you just like, you don't think about it. You just have to like go with the experience. Like this is just what's happening. Because if you ask questions, you're not getting answers.
You can't ask questions about Eraserhead until you're finished watching it.
Right, yeah. And then maybe you're right because he never would.
Well, they never explain it.
He would never explain any of his movies. Yeah, never.
And
which is
why
great.
would you?
Right, which is great. So the man on the other end of the phone, whom we only see from behind.
Wait, is this man in the bar or the first man in the bar?
This is the man in the bar.
Okay, this is the man in the bar.
And I think this later turns out to be, that's Axel.
That's her husband?
Her ex-husband, yes. Axel.
Do we know they're exes?
Not really. They don't make that clear until much later.
Okay.
Right? But he has a voice that's very similar to the killer that we hear later.
Yes.
So we're like, who's this guy? And he's like mad at her for something.
And you think they make you think this guy is the killer, kind of, right?
Of course, yeah. This is like the red herring of the film. And he's drunk. She's mad at him because he's drunk. They argue. He says he's been trying to reach her all day. And she's like, well, both lines were open. She makes it very clear. There are 2 phone lines in the house. Very, very clear. Like, you have to remember that because what's going to happen soon, that's important, right? So
maybe she's a writer because she has her work line.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they live in an apartment?
I thought it was a house.
Oh, it might be. Oh, yeah, it is a house.
It's like right near the beach, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if she's a writer, she's a very popular one. She's living near the beach. So he breaks the glass after she hangs up on him. Like he smashes a glass in the bar.
Pretty easily, too.
Yeah, and he's like, Melanie! And he like smashes the glass. And then she, in reaction to being upset by his phone call, she goes to the mirror, pulls her sweater down, revealing her bare breasts, and begins to stroke them while talking to herself in the mirror.
By the way.
Yeah.
They were good breasts. She was stroking them and like fondling them and I felt like she was it was like, you know how guys sometimes when they have a beard they'll like rub their beard to think she was rubbing her breasts in a very like thoughtful pensive way.
Yes.
Maybe that's why she's such a good writer. She has those breasts.
Yeah, so that's how like her inspiration.
Yeah.
She's like, let me just go rub my boobs in the mirror a little bit. And while she's doing that, she's like talking to herself. She's like, Melanie Beck, I guess this is your life, an ex-husband and a daughter. And like, she's like, she lays out all this exposition in that moment.
Oh, I didn't even hear her talking.
It's not surprising because you can't really pick it up.
I heard her say, this is your life.
Yeah.
And I was like, This is definitely a porn.
Now, as a well, you could definitely see a porno movie starting like that,
Yes.
right? Yeah, like for sure. And then she goes and answers the door, and her breasts are out, and it's a guy delivering pizza, and he's like, "Oh, what's the matter? You look upset," and that. Well, okay, but enough with my scenario.
Let me put this pizza down.
Did you order? No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to. No, I was going to say, did you order the extra sausage?
She did.
Yeah, of course.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Of course she did. So bad. God. People are going to listen to this and be like, what are they talking about?
Nothing.
Yeah,
really,
no,
nothing.
There's really nothing. This is where I wanted to ask you, is this something women do when they're upset? I don't know.
I mean, I don't do it when I'm upset. I mean, every once in a while I do grab my breasts, but it's usually because they're like feeling tender or something like that.
But not because you've gotten an
or
upsetting
like I
phone
need to
call.
like fix my bra. But I'm also not like your womanly woman. I don't know if like a really feminine woman like just like rips her top off and like uses it to, because I wouldn't compare my. I'm not the type of woman Melanie is.
Melanie Beck. Yeah.
Melanie Beck is. So I don't know. Maybe phone a friend.
But again, I thought maybe this was some kind of like secret that you all keep from the Y chromosomes. You know, like,
yeah. Not me. I'm
Okay.
not in on it.
All
If
right.
it's a secret, I want to find out. Maybe I'll ask. Maybe I'll phone a friend.
You should. If you have another woman that you know of, like a very feminine woman, you should ask her.
I know
when
plenty
you're
of them.
upset, do you do this?
Yeah, like what do you do when you're? How do you console yourself when you're upset? Do you look in the mirror, talk to yourself, and rub your breasts?
Rub your breasts. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, who knows? It could be very calming. I don't know.
And comment.
So the phone rings again, and Melanie answers, still bare-breasted at this point. And this time, it's not the first
Well,
caller.
no one's home.
Right. Sure.
I mean, if no one's home, I don't close the door when I go to the bathroom. Is that the same thing?
I guess. But if no one's home, I wouldn't walk around the Winnie the Pooh style, with no pants or underwear on.
Well, I wouldn't in my house because I have freaking windows everywhere.
Well, yeah.
And your in-laws are like right behind you, so.
That's true.
There's Brian with his schmecky out.
Oh, there he is, Winnie the Poohing it again. But this time, it's a deranged.
Close the shades.
Buy some curtains, you
Oh
animal.
my God.
But this time, it's not the first caller, but a deranged, obscene phone caller.
Well, here you are, Melanie Beck. This is you. You have a daughter. You have a marriage on the rocks, and nothing but gray skies ahead. I told you not to call me anymore!
You're a fine-looking woman, Mrs. Beck. Just made to be fucked senseless.
Who is this?
No, don't move. Stay just like that. Oh, yes. I want to watch you. With you, it'll be different. I won't kill you straight away. First, I'm going to fuck your brains out.
And he starts talking about what a good-looking woman she is. You're a good-looking woman, Mrs. Beck.
And she's like, I know. I had my breasts out
She's
just
like,
before. I was just looking at myself saying, Melanie, this is your life.
This is your
You
life.
got these great tits. You got, you look like 80s glamorous.
She's like, yeah, thanks. Click.
I know, guy. I know.
And then eventually he says, it'll be different with you. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to read this line.
Please do.
It'll be different with you. I won't kill you right away. First, I'll fuck your brains out.
And then we realize that this killer is not only a killer, but he is horny.
He even says that later.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm really horny or something. Just like, okay.
Wow. Again, it's that like Italian thing. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if in Italian porn, if
Yeah.
they're like, I'm so horny. Me too.
I can tell. I can see it. Oh my god. But yeah, he's like, you know, he's looking to fuck. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and not just in like your typical.
Nosferatu style.
Well, that guy was very horny. He was fucking horny too.
Yeah, and he had that mustache.
But yeah, I don't know about this killer. So
Yeah, there's a lot of things in this
and
movie
then
that
if
I'm
you
like,
think about it too, because we find out we're not going to spoil it yet, but we find out who the killer is at the end. But how does it make sense that the killer is there after?
No, it doesn't. It makes no sense.
No sense.
None.
Okay.
Absolutely
Good.
none.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, right. No, but then again, like, I feel like applying reason to this movie almost ruins the experience.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I think I was like self-conscious because I had smoked, and I was like, I better pay attention. But honestly, I should have just like went with the flow.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
like whatever.
Yeah.
But this was more of a glass of wine
Oh, God.
or like having a beer. You had to have a beer for this
I
one.
had a couple of beers watching this one, yeah. I think my notes get kind
Your
of
wife's like,
sketchy
"What
near
are
the
you
end.
watching, Brian?
Yeah. You okay down there?
Don't come down here."
Please don't come down. If you want to retain any respect for me at all, please do not come
Oh my
down
god.
So she obviously gets the idea that he can see her because at one point he's like, "You're a very attractive woman, Mrs. Beck," you know. And she looks out the window and there's like some bearded guy in a phone booth across the street, and he's got the traditional like giallo black raincoat. Yeah. So then
Totally
she
looks sus.
right. She hangs up on him and she calls the police, and it's answered by Officer Gabriel, who was like, "Look at Officer Gabriel." He answers the phone. He's supposed to be Virginia Beach. And he answers the phone as, "Hi, this is Officer Gabriel."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Gabriel, where are you from?"
He's an exchange police officer
Yeah. I'm here in Virginia.
from the streets of Rome.
Yes, I'm helping out the Melanie Beck with the beautiful breasts. She gives him both her phone numbers because remember, there are 2 lines in the house. And he tells her he'll call her back in 5 minutes. And I'm like, why? Why won't you stay online with her while you're sending police over to help? That's what people do in America. Maybe in Italy, they're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll be there in a few minutes. Good luck." Yeah. Smoke a cigarette, which she does.
Lock the door. Doesn't he tell her like lock yourself
Lock
in the
yourself
house?
in the house. And she does. She goes around with the keys, locking the door.
And that's very European.
Right.
Like that kind of a lock
Yeah.
is very European.
I was thinking that too, because later she can't get out because
Yeah.
she doesn't have the keys.
Exactly.
Right.
And like they in this nowadays, maybe I don't even know in the 90s, obviously, like, but when I'm in Europe, that's how it is. But when I'm
Yeah.
in the United States, you usually, if the door is locked, you can still open it from the inside, except
Yeah.
for that top lock, the deadbolt lock.
Yeah, but you can still easily unlock it from inside.
Yes.
Yeah. You can't lock yourself in your own house.
Yes, no.
Right. So
Just
she
like a car.
We see her put the keys on the end table, and then she lights a cigarette. She waits for
should have put
Gabriel.
them in her breast.
Yes, I'm gonna keep them here. See, people are gonna be mad at me.
Why?
I don't know, because Tara Buckman was American, I think.
I think it's all good.
Yeah.
You're allowed to make fun of Italians. You live in Staten Island.
Oh God, no. I don't know. Yeah, but that's even worse. Can you imagine if my neighbor found out?
You don't understand how badly I want to put one of those JD Vance memes in your neighbor up the road's yard.
Oh, you know,
with all the signs.
They're like Raimi. Every time Raimi passes the house, she gives it the finger. Every single time.
I'm doing my part here. I love Raimi's protest.
Yeah, she's very. So the clawed hand picks the keys up from the end table, and we realize he's in the house. He's already there.
He's quick.
He's good. He's good. I don't know how he did this. He
must have a cell phone.
He defied the laws of time and space. No, because he's using the other line because there's 2 lines in the house.
I'm so dumb. You said that to me like 10 times.
Right. I was saying like
the calls are coming from inside the house.
And here we see one of our first, other than his appearance being very similar to Krueger, the other big ripoff is this moment from When a Stranger Calls.
I didn't see When a Stranger Calls.
Oh, When a Stranger Calls is the classic, like, babysitter is getting obscene phone calls from a guy, and he keeps asking, like, have you checked the children?
Yes.
And she hasn't. And then the police call her back, and they're like, you got to get out of the house. The call's coming from upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's When a Stranger Calls. It's Bernadette Peters.
Yes, I need to watch it, actually.
Yeah. It's good. You know, I wouldn't put it up with Halloween, but, you know, it's pretty good. Yeah.
I like Bernadette Peters, so it's...
Now he's behind her. And the phone rings again. She thinks it's Officer Gabriel. And he actually does a voice that sounds like Officer Gabriel's, which I was like, how in the world does he know what Officer Gabriel sounds like?
This whole movie is bananas.
Mm-hmm. And then she's like, it's too early. You weren't supposed to call for 5 minutes. And he says in his normal killer voice, I couldn't wait that long. I'm too horny. And I was like, all right, man.
Yeah. He really wants it. And he has the hots for her. Like, she must be like the hottest woman in Virginia Beach.
She's got to be.
He is her type. I mean, she is his type.
Absolutely.
Is what I really meant.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a little worried that that you might do this to Jennifer Connelly.
I would never.
You're like, Mrs. Connelly, you're a good-looking woman.
Wait, no, what's her husband's last name?
Oh, Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I wouldn't do that to her. I'm not that kind. I would be like, I'm so horny. I don't even know if I'd ever even be able to speak if I came in contact with Jennifer Connelly. I'd be like,
yeah,
I have to go.
Yeah, I know. You'd be like, I don't know what no, bye.
I have to go flush my eyes with acid. I've never seen anything so beautiful.
So yeah, he's on the other line. He's right behind her. She tries to run. She pounds on the front door to get out, but it's locked, which I actually laughed at. I did laugh out loud when she was like, pounding on the door. And I was like, just break the window or something. Like,
I know. And European windows just like, they don't even have like they just open.
Yeah.
They just expect people not to be stupid enough to jump out of them.
Yeah. Well, America idiot proves everything, right?
But we have to, because it's a country of lawsuits.
Right. So the phone rings again. This time it is Officer Gabriel, but the killer convinces him, oh, everything's fine.
Oh, yeah. I calmed her down.
Yeah, don't worry. There's a guy here who wasn't here before. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right? So she runs into her office and she locks the door.
I know how to get her to shut up.
Don't worry.
Give her what she really
Don't
wants.
worry, Gabriel. I got this.
I brought my double sausage pizza over.
She digs a pistol out of the desk because, why not? I don't know anyone who has a pistol in their house. Do you? Me neither.
Well, I actually do know somebody who has a pistol in her house.
Yeah?
And it's my aunt. She definitely has like a Glock, or I'm naming words.
Serious.
I don't know what I'm saying.
That's serious.
She has a handgun and it has like the laser.
Wow, she's not kidding around, huh?
No, and she's very right wing.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
And she is very straight, but she like chooses to look like a dyke.
Oh, okay.
And I just like, I don't understand.
What would that be about?
She's really weird, but
the impression I always get of conservative women would be like the trad wife look, very feminine, very like early 60s.
No, not her.
Fuputzed.
She could beat us both up at the same time. I don't know.
Oh God. Yeah. I'm sure she could. I'm not a fighter. I'm not much of a fighter anymore. Anymore. No, I used to be able to fight. I can't fight now. Forget it. It's too tiring.
To like wrestle fight, or you like...
any kind of fighting.
Oh.
I feel like I'm just, nothing seems that important anymore unless they're like threatening my family.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
If somebody passed me by and were like, oh, you're whatever, I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I know things don't make me angry the same way that they used to.
Right.
Sometimes when I am a little bit inebriated, because like when I was with your wife in England and these guys were like basically like stalking her, I was like, I'm gonna beat you up.
Get away from Baby.
I was like, get away from her. She's too nice.
And the English can fight, I think.
I was such a bitch.
So at this point, when she digs the gun out, he's pounding on the door trying to get in, and she screams one of my favorite things that anybody yells in any movie: "Die, you bastard!" And she shoots the door once, just one time, bang, and he stops pounding. So she's like, oh, I got him.
Yeah, got him.
He's dead.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect breasts, perfect shot.
Perfect shot. She's a dead eye. And then he somehow pops up in front of her. I don't know. Did he go around to another door or something? I couldn't read. And she's like, you're supposed to be dead. And he's like, I was pretending.
I know. I loved that. I absolutely loved that.
What?
Not only is he so horny,
Right.
but he is like a dog who is ready to just like play.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like that's what he seemed like to me. We're having fun, right?
Yeah, this is great,
let's have
right?
fun.
Having a good time. And then we zoom in on Melanie's face while he's taking off the mask. So he shows her his face, but we don't see it.
No.
And then she screams and he pops open a switchblade, which I was like, he's got the clawed hands. Why does he have a switchblade?
Because he doesn't want to kill her. He just wants to rape her. I think
And
that's what
then
happens.
We cut to the hospital,
Yeah.
right?
Where
Right
she
after.
survived.
She survived. She didn't die.
Somehow.
She's the 5th victim. She did not survive.
No,
she did survive.
She
I'm
did
sorry, you're
survive.
right.
But he does say you're different. I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm going to take my time with you or something.
Yeah.
We later find out that they were alone together for 8 hours.
Oh my God. Is this when we hear that there was an insane amount
was
of
later.
seminal fluid?
Yes.
That's later?
The Dr. Willow later, who shows up in the scene, Dr. Willow's like, there was an inordinate amount of seminal fluid. I was like, inordinate?
A clinical examination of the patient revealed an inordinate amount of seminal fluid.
What is inordinate? But then I think to myself, 8 hours, inordinate amount of seminal. Good for him.
I don't care if he's that crazy. There's no way. Inordinate? Inordinate means like unprecedented. No one's ever seen this much in one place.
Well, I just think like, was he not raping the other women? Was he doing like tantric like meditation, like holding back or whatever?
I don't know. But like, like Dr. Willow, first off, is one of the most inappropriate characters I've ever seen.
Oh, so inappropriate.
Like, seriously, like I expected him to be like, there was an inordinate amount. I haven't seen this much since a Japanese pornography film. Like, it was like so bad.
Like, how many guys were there?
Right.
I just couldn't stop thinking, like, how much semen could there be?
That's just crazy. Right?
Like, did they have to pump it out of her?
Yeah,
is it that much?
Yeah. I can't even. It's just so bad.
I know.
You're watching it, you're like, this is the first sign you get to that, like, this movie doesn't really care about right and wrong. Like, there's no like.
But also, like, I just am fascinated with the idea of, like, well, how much semen could I fit in her? Like, how much could there be? But also, like, how much semen could someone produce in 8 hours?
It's an interesting question but maybe it's one of those things that's teaching us something about biology we didn't understand. Like, you can punch right through a human body, and if in 8 hours you could produce an inordinate amount of seminal fluid.
The semen of 10,
how can that be?
10 young men. Like, I don't even know.
Do you know what it made me think of? Did you ever see Scary Movie?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they finally have sex and he like blasts her to the ceiling?
I love that. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And he shrinks to like almost a skeleton.
I did see that. That's very funny. I can't wait till the Wayans brothers do another one.
Oh God, so funny. So now we're in the hospital, and Detective Clark and Dr. Willow are walking down the hall talking about how, by the way, it took, again, forever for me to figure out these names.
Wait. Mm-hmm. Which one has the fedora?
Detective Clark.
Okay.
Dr. Willow later is seen wearing a beret.
You're fucking with me.
No, he is.
He does have a beret.
Yeah, during the
You're
interviews.
You're right.
They're walking down the hall, and they're talking about how Melanie survived, but she has complete amnesia. She can't remember anything about herself.
You know what that's from? the inordinate amount of semen.
Of course.
It's not from the trauma.
He literally fucked her brains out.
Literally. I mean, what could a person wish for or want for?
Jesus.
That's my dream.
Not only, well, okay.
I would love to fuck somebody so hard it gives them amnesia. I would love it. Who are you?
What happened? What am I doing?
You loved it, baby.
Why am I
You
naked?
were into it. I promise. You liked it.
As a man, I would be very upset by producing an inordinate amount of
Would you
seminal
be
fluid.
like, I have to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I would be like, this is bad. Like, not only that, but like, how could you ever
But
really?
your balls would have to be massive too. Like, I don't even think you could fit them in your pants.
You can't even sit down. Your prostate is
Totally uncomfortable.
Your prostate's like sitting on a gyroscope. You're just like tilting around.
I have to stand.
Yeah, sorry, you got to stand up. Why are your pants so big? But you couldn't even masturbate. Like, it would take you days to clean up. You'd be like, I have to throw everything out.
Literally you'd have to like sit in the bathtub or go outside. Like, I don't even know.
Go outside.
Oh, God.
It's like when I paint a chair. I'm going to take this outside. It makes so much of a mess.
It's like when I paint a chair. Oh, God. And it's just like, yeah, what a cleanup.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's terrible.
Jesus Christ. And I wonder, like, did the wife write that? You know what I like about my husband?
That was Rosella Drudy's.
You know how many times I got the pregnant?
You have no idea.
He can get me pregnant triple times in one night.
I have to walk onto my hands when I go to the bathroom after sex.
Oh boy. I'm just imagining like Spider-Man. Webs everywhere. Oh God, what happened in here?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Claudio.
Imagine like having an inordinate amount of semen like your whole life.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Mom.
Why don't you have any socks left?
We have to buy him brownie now.
They do the commercial with the brawny guy with the flannel, and he's like, holy fucking shit. What am I going to do?
Even I can't clean this one up.
No, sorry.
We're going to have to call the Lysol lady.
Yeah, get Mr. Clean in here and the Lysol lady, everybody. Get them all together. Oh, Jesus.
I just like...
What were we talking about?
I don't even know, but I think that is the best part of this movie for me is just the thought of an inordinate, I can't even say that word anymore because I'm drinking Kane Head High. Amount of semen. It's just the thought of it is hilarious to me. It's so good. It's like you're at a fucking water park. It's like what could we use this for? A slip and slide? Like
that's terrible.
Let's have some fun before it dries up.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
No, it's totally disgusting, but also fun.
That is so funny. Oh my God. So Detective Clark and Dr. Willow are walking down the hallway.
I have to walk on my hands to go to the bathroom. That's my favorite thing.
Oh God. Oh.
You know, now that I think of it, I am glad that your wife went.
That she's not guest starring on this episode.
Thank God. Okay.
Oh Jesus. Oh,
so hospital. We're still in the hospital.
We're like only like 4 scenes in. So They go to Clarissa has not Clarissa. Jesus.
We don't
Melanie,
see Clarissa till later.
She's in the hospital scene.
Oh, they brought her back.
They bring her in to see her.
Oh.
Dr. Willow brings Clarissa in to try to jog Melanie's memory to figure out who the killer is, right? And she doesn't even know who Clarissa is. She's like, oh, who's this beautiful little girl? Like, she has no idea who she is, right? So then Clarissa leaves and Dr. Willow starts asking her questions. And I don't know if you noticed this, but he's so close to her face when he's talking to her. He's like as close as I am to this microphone. He's like, you sure you don't remember anything?
Ew.
It's so weird. Like, I was like, well, dude, sit back.
You're so beautiful, Melanie.
Yeah, I just noticed how beautiful you are.
Why don't you think about it?
Have you
Touch
seen
your
my
breasts.
Have you seen my beret?
That guy is a creeper.
So creepy. Yeah, she doesn't remember anything. She doesn't know anything at all. She's just the experience just blasted her brains out. Yeah.
The semen blasted her brains out.
They have to wait for it to drain out of her brain.
Of seminal fluid.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We could do the entire episode just trying to figure out how someone could live that way. Like, what is their lifestyle like?
I'm so fascinated with that idea.
It's so funny. So now we have the reporter outside the Beck house. This is where we learn Melanie's the fifth victim of the masked psychopath. Sherman comes out of the house with Clarissa and his wife, and they reporter interviews, and he's the one who scared off the killer, apparently.
And he got cut in the face.
Yeah, he got his face cut by the madman.
Which...
And he saved her from her ultimate fate. Excuse me.
Which was not rape.
Well, rape was she didn't get murdered.
Oh, murder.
Yeah, he stopped her from getting murdered, apparently.
At least there's that.
Right, and we find out that Sherman and Marie, his wife...
How is she not pregnant again?
Right?
With all that semen.
All that semen, right?
There's no way.
Who knows? They've been given temporary custody of Clarissa. So this is how we write the daughter out of the movie for a while, right?
And who are these people? And the wife is so Italian with her fucking fur coat.
Oh, the fur coat, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of fur in this movie. Yeah, there is.
She looks like a mob wife.
This is also where we find out that Axel... Melanie's ex-husband. Ex-husband is a violent drunk and was kicked off the police force for improper conduct.
Well, here's to that, Brian. As we get day drunk.
Yeah, we're getting day drunk. We're talking about this movie. Now, one of the funny things about this movie has is you never know how long it's been between events. Because now we cut to Melanie driving. And we don't know, like...
Who let her drive? She doesn't remember anything, but she knows how to drive?
Right. And how long has she been out of the hospital at this point? We don't get any information here. Like,
no,
she's just suddenly in a car driving.
Yeah.
And a guy driving a Jeep pulls up next to her, and he's, like, hitting on her, right? And he's swigging from a flask while he's driving, right?
When you could drink and drive.
Yeah, the 80s. It's terrible. I shouldn't even say that. So she drives away from him, and he tails her to a hotel. And he stalks her to the ladies' room.
Is that why she went to the hotel, like just to go to the ladies' room?
To trap him, because that's what she does, right? Because he's searching the stall for her, and she appears from behind him holding the pistol again, which she has complete amnesia. She suffered this terrible assault. They didn't take her gun away, and they know she's suicidal.
Well, it's Virginia.
Right? Like, oh my God.
They're not going to take her gun.
No, they can't. They'd be like trying to take Jesus away from her. He tells her to the hotel. He stalks her to the ladies' room. Now she's pointing the gun. She makes him get undressed. Right? And she makes him throw his clothes in the toilet and flush the toilet.
And this is where I sent you a picture. Because this guy is wearing Speedos, blue Speedos.
The little tiny blue underpants. Which I was like, what?
Shiny.
Yes. Okay.
Shiny blue underpants.
There's definitely people out there who know me are going to be like, too much information. I've worn boxer shorts since I was like 14. Mm-hmm. I could not imagine wearing such tiny little underpants. That would be so uncomfortable. Yeah. I don't know how that's comfortable.
It's very European.
It is very, like you said to me and you were like, oh, the Italians or something.
Yeah, it's very European.
Because it's very Italian, those little blue underpants.
Yeah, your balls get, it's like being in a hammock. Yeah. It's like a comfort thing. It's like having a hug.
Yeah, I'm not so sure though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're just too American for that.
No, yeah, but I just imagine it gets very hot.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah. And I have to say, those underwears, and I want to call them panties.
Yeah, they look like little panties.
They don't look breathable.
Not at all, because they're very shiny.
Yeah,
like you said.
You
they
need
look very synthetic.
breathable underwear, even if they're tight. Make sure they're breathable, because when they're not,
No, it's not good.
You're not ready to,
No.
No.
Especially with the Europeans.
Expel your
Inordinate
seminal
amount of-
fluids.
Expel your inordinate amount of seminal fluid. So she leaves. He tries to get his clothes, but he can't. They're ruined. So he leaves the bathroom in his.
She's like, flush them.
Yeah.
And then there's a flood.
Yeah.
And then
they get
she's
caught,
like,
I guess. I don't know.
and like, why did they do this whole scene just so she could say, "You're full of shit,"
Yeah,
or whatever?
something like that. Yeah, they're just like, you, full of shit. Or something like that. I don't know. But then
She acts like, but this is weird though, because she kind of acts by the comment she says to him, like, "You've always been full of shit," or something. It's like they know each other.
yeah, you feel like, oh, yeah, does she know him? But no, she doesn't really. And then
And this guy obviously has nothing to do.
right, he's just following her around, getting drunk and stalking her to the bathroom and wearing little tiny blue underpanties.
I'll wear these today.
Yeah.
Before you even get drunk, too, right?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
You just
It's
wake
like,
up, you're like...
He has no plan. He didn't know what was going to happen.
And he's dressed so generically, too. He has, like, a very, like, yuppie style, like the sweater with the collar, right?
Yes,
Is that what
he
he's
looks like he's
wearing?
about to play tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he leaves the bathroom after she does, and he leaves in his little underwear. And the guy at the front desk is like, "Hey, buddy, what happened?" And he delivers what might be the best line in the entire movie.
I don't remember. You got to tell me.
He says,
Hey, bud, what happened to your clothes?
I got molested in the little boy's room.
and I was like, "Are we supposed to laugh at that?"
he like laughed, and then he leaves, and he's like,
He like jogs out.
yeah, and I felt like he was smiling when he was jogging out. I got molested in the little boy's
in the
room.
little boy's room.
Oh, that was good. I do have to say that was very good.
Oh, it might be the best line of the movie.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, it's really up there with the seminal fluid.
Oh, with seminal fluid,
but
definitely.
that was like a direct line. I think the seminal fluid line was a background line.
It was kind of like a throwaway.
It was like someone was talking in the background.
Yeah. Is it true they found an inordinate amount of seminal fluid? Or something
Yes!
like that.
Never seen anything like
we
it.
couldn't believe it.
They're still cleaning it up now.
The medical examiner hasn't said a word in days. He can't get over it. So he follows her. He gets dressed in the Jeep. He's got clothes in the Jeep, which, by the way, total sketchy trade. If you're keeping clothes, I understand if you're like young and you're single and you're like, who knows where I'm going to end up.
Yeah.
Keep clothes. But he's not young.
No.
So why are the clothes in his Jeep?
Yeah, and it's not even just like I'll keep a sweatshirt in my car just in case, like especially like in the summer when it's hot, and then sometimes at night it gets cold, so I'll just keep one in. No, he has a full outfit.
Right, yeah, the black t-shirt, jeans.
Full outfit.
Yeah, right. And then
like he knew his clothes would be gone.
Right, somehow he kind of knew. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm being unfair because they do end up at a motel later, so maybe he was planning on staying out.
Yeah, he was like, I'm getting it in tonight.
Yeah, who knows?
Even if I have to force
Mrs.
it.
Beck. So he goes.
I got all this semen in me.
Yeah,
I gotta
can't.
get it out.
It's just too much. I can't even walk anymore.
By the power of Grayskull. That's all I can think. Yeah, exactly. And when I think who has too much semen, I think He-Man.
He-Man for sure. Yeah, but He-Man wouldn't care about women. He-Man was definitely gay.
Yeah, but who loves semen more than gay men?
I don't know.
Definitely more than straight women, I think.
He-Man's gay only for one simple reason. You think about the lore of the character. Prince Adam has a secret and he can't tell his dad. That's it right there.
No, He-Man also is just very gay looking.
Right. And Beast Man is obviously like the equivalent of a bear.
Yeah.
Right. Skeletor is like the bitchy.
Yeah, he's a catty queen.
Catty queen, right. Evelyn is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wish She-Ra was a lesbian, but she's like the straight girl that...
She'd be friends with lesbians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's not like homophobic or anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She-Ra's not homophobic. Her brother is gay.
Right. My brother is gay. I can't be homophobic.
He picked this outfit out for me. I look fucking great.
He's my best friend.
Who do you think gave me this sword?
Yeah, right? Yeah. So he follows her to the beach where he finds her taking pills. She's like laid a blanket out like a picnic.
How did she get all these pills?
She's taking a ton of pills and drinking.
But like an inordinate amount of pills, like tons of fucking pills. It's like, have you ever seen Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
Yes.
When like she's on the beach.
Yes.
I know she's doesn't have any pills or anything, but like that's what I was thinking.
I said this is like Judy Garland al fresco. Like booze, pills on the beach. You know?
That's so evil, but yeah. But like, doesn't he say to her, wait, I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah.
He follows her to the beach.
Right.
I don't know how he finds her.
He stops her from taking all this stuff and he's like, what do you think you're doing? I laughed at her response. She's like, committing suicide. It's so matter of fact.
I'm committing suicide. And he was like, you have to drink seawater now.
He makes her drink seawater to throw up. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, but he damn near drowns her in the process.
I was like, drink seawater.
Yeah, I know. And then the scene ends with her throwing up on the beach from the seawater.
Yeah.
And the pills and the booze, right?
But that must be like an Italian thing because I don't think that's like a trade secret in the United States
I've
here.
never heard it before.
Never in my life have heard it.
Mm-mm.
Stick your fucking fingers down your throat, buddy.
Right? So at this point, actually...
That's how you throw up, no?
I wrote in my notes, Megan, how are you feeling by this point?
I mean, by this point, I was sober because I rewatched. And I was like, yeah. I have no idea why this guy followed her, how he found her.
Who he is.
But I guess wherever they are is a very small area.
I guess. I said,
she
I've
must
only
be
driven through Virginia
so
Beach.
hot. Or like her pussy pheromones must be so strong that he's like, I got her.
There she is. Oh my God, that's hard. He's like a cartoon character, like floating through the air, following the smell of the pie.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Oh God.
Tell us more about that.
I thought I had a stroke one night.
So here Brian and I are, second beer in. We've obviously really liked this Kane Head High.
Oh yeah.
We're also really bad influences on each other.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Wait, how did our partners agree to this?
I don't know. Yeah, Raimi took one look at this and was like, "Yep, that's for me." I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how we got away with day drinking like this. I really don't.
I don't know. Yeah, but we really do like horror movies. This isn't just an excuse to drink beer in the afternoon.
No. We do like horror movies. We like talking to each other.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
But cheers, Brian.
Second
It
beer
is
in.
kind of funny.
Here we go. Oh, I was a little worried about how you'd react to this movie. I'm glad that it's turning out to be more fun to talk about.
Yeah. Well, this movie's hilarious.
Here we're getting close to the point where my notes start to fall apart. By the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it because you had? I have to try that. What was that beer called that you had? It had really cool packaging. When you watched this movie, it was a Staten Island.
Oh, yeah. The Killsborough.
It looked really good.
Very good. Yeah, it was the Island Vibe IPA.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, and that was what really got me through this.
Thank you, Island Vibe.
We cut to a restaurant, and a guy we can't see, who is obviously the killer, is picking up this blonde woman who, for some reason, has Forrest Gump's accent in this scene.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I was like, what is with her accent?
She doesn't have it later, but she does have it here. Yeah, like she's like, I'm not going to even try my southern accent, but like it's really bad.
I just felt like running.
Yeah. She recites this full monologue while he is silent.
Good for her. Can you imagine you get cast in this and you're like, here's your monologue.
Right, yeah.
And then this is what you're going to do later in the scene.
Yeah, this is where this is leading. She's talking about her mother at this point and how she's like a stuck-up old bitch or whatever.
Yeah, fuck my mom.
Right? And then she's like, I'm going to risk the unknown. Let's go home. To hell with that old bitch. Right? That's how the scene ends. And then they go back to what we assume is his place, but looks like an artist studio. And we see the mask and Claude Glover hanging on the wall. And she asks him what he does, and he says, I'm really Santa Claus. The whole time we don't see his face.
Oh, yeah, you see the back of his head, right? Yeah.
Right. He takes down the mask and glove, and he puts them on. And my thought was, why isn't she running at this point? if I went to somebody's house that I didn't know that well and they put a mask on,
Brian.
you know I have a problem with masks already.
I didn't know that.
Well, the light up mask thing that we've talked about many times.
Yeah.
That masks give me the willies.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's wearing a mask and they shouldn't be, it creeps me out.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
why are you hiding your face?
Like, imagine if you walked in my house today to record this and I was like, oh yeah, hold on a minute. And I just put on like a rubber monster mask before we sat down to record. You'd be like, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Well, maybe not because I know your wife, but
true.
If I didn't know her, maybe I would be like,
yeah.
I don't know, Brian.
And there was nobody else here.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be like,
I think I'm going to go.
I think I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Definitely. But you know what? I don't know what it is. And I do know one or two women like this. Like, they ignore stuff. I don't know what it is. Ignore like serious red flags.
Oh yeah.
Where you're like, girl, you don't need that.
I have to say, women strike me as women who are dating strike me as unbelievably courageous, because you are going out to meet someone you don't know who represents the largest danger to you that possibly could.
That's true.
The largest danger to women is men.
I know. You know what? And that's so funny. I've only felt really afraid with men in luckily, knock wood, on like a couple of situations.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like in danger with a woman when you were dating a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
But that was because when I have a problem where
just one?
This is my main one.
We talked about mine, but yeah, go ahead.
If a woman is very attractive to me,
yes,
I will probably put myself in situations that I should not be in, let
Believe
them
me.
get away with things that I should not let them get away with. I don't know if it's because I'm a 9 life path or what, but I have to say beautiful women are my weakness in a way where it's not just cute, it could be dangerous.
That's the same for guys, believe me.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But
like if a woman's hot and she has a tattoo that's like, I killed my parents, guys would be like, well, that was a long time ago, maybe.
she's reformed. She's changed her ways.
I'm sure she's grown since then. Yeah.
Or wait, worse than that though, like she's really hot, but she has an awful tramp stamp. I'll ignore it. I don't care. I'll put my hand over it.
You can overlook that.
Yeah, I'll look the other way.
That I could overlook. Yeah, that's not hard to. That's not hard to overlook.
Or I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things I would overlook for a beautiful woman, which is really sad.
I'm absolutely convinced that there are guys out there who are not nut jobs who would like, if a woman was hot and had like a swastika tattoo, they'd be like, yeah, okay, maybe she's, she was misguided as a youth. You know, I know there are guys out there who have overlooked red flags like that.
You know what? I have a type for Jewish women, so I don't know that I would overlook that.
Right.
But that's like my type.
Mine too.
So yeah, I can see that. I mean,
I'm telling you, wig and a long skirt. Man.
How have you not seen Disobedience or whatever that movie is with Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams?
I haven't seen that. No. The last movie I saw with Rachel Weisz was The Favorite.
Very good movie.
Fucking great.
Okay, well, Rachel McAdams and Rachel Weisz are like lesbian lovers.
Okay,
and
I'm on board already.
Rachel McAdams wears a shadle in it, and like Rachel Weisz takes it off of her.
Oh, she has the shaved head.
No, I don't think she has a shaved head. I think it's hair, but it's just like pulled back.
But it like
she
reveals her
basically
real.
Fucks her in an alley. It's so hot. And she's like spits in her mouth. It's
my God.
It's like really, it's like, when I was watching it at first, I was like, am I into this? And I was like, I'm fucking into this, man. I'm like way into this. God. Rachel Weisz is so hot in that movie.
She's so hot in general, yeah.
In general, yeah. But like.
And she's obviously open to like new experiences. She's like screwing around with Olivia Colman in The Favorite.
Oh, yeah. And then she screwed around with, Rachel McAdams.
And she's married to Daniel Craig.
Yeah. I saw her at the
That's
Angelica.
That's a lot of hot people all in one.
I know. Daniel Craig is also very attractive.
He's
very handsome.
He's another one of those guys that like I don't ever want to be in the same room as.
I saw her at the Angelica because I saw her do a talk back of the movie Disobedience.
Oh, really?
And she was pregnant with Daniel Craig's baby, and I was like, I want that to be my baby. God damn it.
That's got to be one good-looking baby.
Yeah, I know. Fucking, that baby is gorgeous. I'm
imagine?
sure of it. And British, because I always forget Rachel Weisz is British.
She's British, yeah.
And it's a British movie, by the way.
Oh, I'm going to have to look for that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look for that one. Oh, boy.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
Brown, beautiful brunettes. Like, oh.
We've talked about this.
Yes.
Redheads and brunettes.
Brian and I have the same type.
Oh, absolutely.
Big
Redheads,
time.
brunettes.
Oh, cheers to that.
Yep. Jean Grey, Madeline Pryor.
Big naturals.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say that, but I said it.
Well, one of the first things we bonded over was our terrible, terrible love of Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, God.
Especially in Career Opportunities. I sent you on Instagram that video of her on the horse. I like how angry you look.
I have a problem where I can't look at Jennifer Connelly without getting truly upset because I'm like, why does someone look like that? I also love Famke. You love Famke.
I love Famke Janssen. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yep.
She's my Jean Grey.
Yep.
I want you to know that when I tell you Jean Grey comes to my window, like it's her.
Yeah, it's Famke Janssen, not the new
cartoon.
one. Yeah. Or whoever the new one's going to be is going to be
Sophie Turner. I'll take it.
Is it Sophie Turner?
Or
yeah,
Game of Thrones, right?
Yes, I believe it might be Sophie Turner.
Who looks like that? She's gorgeous.
the more recent one, right?
She's also gorgeous.
But they're going to
red hair. Yes, please.
Yeah, they're going to recast for the new version of the X-Men for the MCU, and it's a very young actress is going to be playing Jean Grey. So it's going to be like the teenage Jean Grey.
Yeah, I'm not into teenagers.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it.
But they might put her in the little green dress that she originally wore.
Oh, that's cool. I actually really like that. It's like a jumper.
Yeah, and she has the wing mask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The cat wing glasses mask.
Yep.
I do like that. That's going to be cute as hell.
It's going to be cool.
Big X-Men fan here.
Yes. Oh, God. Well, I grew up, I can't even get into it. It'll be forever. The whole podcast will be about this. But
and here we're talking about Night Killer. And honestly, this scene gets fucking bananas. So, okay. They're in here, and I'm just going to do this from memory, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does she somehow find another mask?
No. Later.
Oh, this is late. Okay,
he puts the mask on her.
Oh.
After she is muerte.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that they like fucked each other wearing the masks.
No, because what happens is
he killed her first.
He says something like, she's like, what are we going to do? And he's like, do you know the story of Little Red Riding Hood?
Now, what are we gonna do?
Do you know the story of Little Red Riding Hood?
Sure. Ah, I get it. I'm Little Red Riding Hood and you're the big, bad wolf. You know, I think I'm just a little tipsy.
Go on with the story.
Ooh, grandmother, what big paws you have.
All the better to hold you with.
What a nutcase.
Don't stop.
Okay. Granny, what a big, ugly mug you have. Well, now you're the one who stopped. Ooh. Why, grandmother, what a big slong you have. I don't like this game anymore.
And he gets upset and he pushes her face into that liquid latex or
it's latex.
It's either latex or wax. I don't know what. It was some kind of liquid. But she doesn't drown her because, of course, he uses his preferred method of murder, punching a hole through the middle of her. Which, yeah. And then he dresses her in the mask after she's dead. And there's a little bit of an implication of necrophilia here. Mm-hmm, right?
Mm-hmm. This guy is dark.
Yeah. This coincides with the guy who's holding Melanie captive not being there. So again, we're red herring here, you know? So then we cut to Melanie. She's woken up in the motel room at this point. She's got a terrible headache. She's dressed in a man's shirt with, for some reason, lingerie underneath.
Yeah, which is pretty hot.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, looks good.
I like even just the idea of a big-breasted woman
with
in
a
like
blue chambray.
With like a man's shirt on. It's very hot to me.
Yes. And she looks like she has a terrible hangover because, of course, she had to throw up pills and booze on a beach.
Oh, I'm sure she feels like shit.
And her savior kidnapper enters, and he's got a bucket of KFC. He loves the Colonel. He pours out a bag of drugs and pistol on the bed, and she's like, why wouldn't you let me drown? And he's like, oh, that would be a terrible waste. And she puts the gun to her head, and he's like eating chicken. He's like, go ahead and kill yourself. I'm going to eat chicken.
Yeah, this whole scene is so fucking weird.
She can't pull the trigger, so he takes the gun away from her. He puts it in her mouth.
Is this what Italians think Americans do?
I don't know. And then when she can't pull the when he doesn't shoot her, he pulls out a switchblade, and he says, I'll kill you when you least expect it because I'm your master now, or something like that. Yeah, he says something like, I don't know.
He is really into BDSM.
Yes,
this
things
guy.
are getting very vague for me at this point with my notes, by the way. Yeah.
It's becoming just like a role play to me at this point.
That's what it looks like, yeah. And he's like, he leaves. He's like, I got to go blow off some steam.
Yeah.
And we assume like, oh, that maybe is when he murdered the girl at the restaurant.
Yes.
Right? Or maybe, And she does one of my favorite movie cliches ever, the anguished slide down the door. Where she's like,
oh, yeah, let me out.
She like slides down. It's like one of my favorite movie cliches. I absolutely love a good door slide.
No, let me leave. And you're like, I'm sorry, but it is impossible to lock yourself into a hotel room.
That you can't do it. It can't be. You cannot be locked.
Not in America.
No.
And I look, not in any country I've been to.
No, that would be. Can you imagine the amount of lawsuits? Like, he locked me in. Then we get another killing scene. The murder in the aquarium, which it's not an aquarium. They call it a museum, but it looks like an aquarium to me.
Why can't I remember this?
This is the blonde. There's like a blonde who's got like a lab coat on, and he chases her around, and then he punches a hole through her.
Oh, a drunk blonde. Is she drunk
She
at a dinner
seems
party?
drunk. No, that was before
latex,
that.
Melanie escapes Axel's hotel room.
Yeah, so then
leading to a dangerous chase. These are.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So like he kills her in like an aquarium or something. And then later when they're bringing out the body, the reporters...
I literally don't even have that in my notes.
Yeah, the reporters are like, oh my God, he cut her up and fed her to the fish. But they got a body bag out of there.
Very Italian.
Wait, what's in the body bag if he fed her to the fish? Like, anyway. Then we get the pretty please and no cussing scene. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Where he's got her tied to the bed and she's like, untie me. And he's like, you didn't say pretty please. And she's like cursing him out.
And he's like, no cussing.
No cussing. And he smacks her. Yeah. And then at one point he's like, you've got to kiss me. And they kiss and he looks like he's
weird. It's like not.
He looks like he's eating a pie at a pie eating contest. It's like his mouth is like he's gonna just swallow her whole head at this point. And this is when we get to one of the most unethical scenes where Dr. Willow does an interview with the press about Melanie and her amnesia.
And like says that she has to be traumatized again or something like that.
Right. That's why he's like, maybe if she were traumatized again, it would fit. Which is the equivalent of like, remember when Fred Flintstone would get hit on the head with a bowling ball and he'd get amnesia? And then all he had to do to fix it was hit him on the head again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like brain trauma cures brain trauma.
Yes.
Right.
Very cartoon.
Again, this is where I was like, I didn't know that about psychology. I didn't realize that all you had to do was re-traumatize somebody to have them get over their trauma.
Dr. Willow! Dr. Willow! Dr. Willow, can you make some kind of statement for us, sir?
Melanie Beck is living in a state of dissociative schizophrenia, triggered by the trauma of the experience she was forced to undergo. The poor woman went through the most traumatic ordeal a human being can experience. A clinical examination of the patient revealed an inordinate amount of seminal fluid. The pure evil of the violence that was put upon her has unhinged her mind. The patient now has a very fragile grip on reality.
Hasn't Mrs. Beck made various suicide attempts?
Yes. She swallowed a whole bottle of barbiturates. And we saved her only by pure chance.
Why would she want to kill herself?
To punish herself. To to expiate the sense of guilt that was tormenting her. You see, in those 8 hours, the assailant vented all his sadistic rage on her. At first, she resisted him, but by the end, she was completely passive. In the end, she accepted it.
I'm gonna ask.
You should ask Lisa.
If that's a thing.
Yeah, that will fix everything. And Dr. Willow's like, Melanie probably feels bad because she's blaming herself for what happened. I was like,
I don't know that Melanie's blaming herself.
what? What the hell is Dr. This is the scene where he's wearing the beret, by the way. Yeah. And he's like, the shock will bring her back to herself. So now we've got a new weird explanation for what's happening here, right? Maybe? I don't know. But this is what it turns out later.
Yeah.
Her kidnapper shows back up at the motel now. And she's putting on makeup in the mirror.
Oh, yeah. She's now like fully into it.
Yeah, she's like putting on makeup, tits out again.
Oh, yeah. We know she's ready because tits are out.
Because when he comes into the room later, she's like, I wanted to make myself beautiful for you.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, oh, it's like Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
Right? So but before he walks in, she shoots the mirror with the pistol. And he comes rushing in. And he takes the gun away. And then the manager of the hotel shows up, the little Weasley guy with the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, what's going on in there? And the kidnapper puts a $10 bill in his glasses.
I was going to say, it was like $1.
Oh, was it $1?
It was like $1 or it was not a lot of money.
He's like, oh, here, this is for your trouble. And tips it in his glasses. I was like,
what a dick.
Dickhead. I'd be so pissed. And again, I wrote, this is the last decent note I think I have, which is tits out again.
I mean, tits out. We love that. We love that. But, okay, so tits out.
Sorry for the notebook noise, because now I got to switch.
Oh, you have very nice handwriting.
Do you think so? I think it's mess.
From my angle, I think you have a nice script.
I used to make a joke to people that I write like somebody who has syphilis.
Why?
I don't know. Because people always complained about, when I was younger, about my handwriting. They'd be like, oh, I can't read what you're writing.
Oh, I think it looks good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. So this is where I have to join my handwritten notes.
Okay, go ahead.
Not my retyped
So
notes.
I won't, because I think I think my notes jumped to a scene too far away.
Oh, yeah. Detective Clark is interviewed at some point here about Melanie's disappearance. She's disappeared.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The media is like, where is she?
She's in danger.
Could she be? Could the masked psychopath have gotten her? You know, they have that whole thing.
Maybe.
This
or
might
is
be,
it somebody else?
Could be. This might be the moment where they mention inordinate amount of seminal fluid.
Wait. They didn't say that until this late in the movie?
I think it was this late in the movie. Yeah. I maybe.
I mean, who even remembers at this point that she was raped?
What's really funny is Dr. Willow, when he's talking to the reporters, he tells them about her number of suicide attempts. I was like, I'm fairly certain you can't do that.
Yeah.
I think HIPAA.
I was going to say, isn't that under HIPAA?
I think
so. Or
so.
also, why would you say that?
Yeah, why would you tell reporters that point, right?
Oh, she tried to kill herself. Yeah, she's fucking struggling here.
Yeah, I know. And can you believe it?
She doesn't know who she is.
They can't believe that she's done this. Her behavior seems to make no sense to them.
She doesn't know anything.
Right. The kidnapper at this point tells her, do you remember anything? And she says, I remember you're the one who's going to kill me. Something like that, right? And he's like, anything else? And this is when the cops find her car at the beach. And they're like,
oh yeah, her car was left at the beach.
Where is Melanie Beck? We don't know, right?
This movie makes no sense.
None at all.
It's very hard to follow.
By the way, fur coat found on the hood. Her fur coat. This is when the cop picks up her fur coat and he's like, oh, Melanie Beck was here. Like,
yeah, it's freezing out.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
And then we have a scene at a police station where Dr. Willow and Detective Clark are arguing over some kind of plan. Right? They don't say what the plan is, but they're like, I think he went ahead with the plan. Oh, no, we shouldn't have done that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay. I'm reminded of this now because this, and again, it's just like, this is like offhand conversation.
Yeah.
But it's obviously moving the plot along.
Right, but we have no idea what the plot is, so we have no idea that this is important.
But it is. Now that you say it, I'm like, oh, okay. So it is what I kind of think it is. Maybe then.
And we have a point here too, also, where we cut to Mrs. Beck is now getting dressed to go out with the guy who's holding her captive. They're going to leave. They're going somewhere, right? She doesn't know where it is, but she's got a hat and sunglasses on. Dr. Willow is delivering an ultimatum on the TV, like, whoever's got Melanie Beck, please return her. Like, she's whatever. We also have Sherman and Clarissa are watching this on TV, which he's like, yeah, you should watch about how your mom is being held captive by a psychopath.
Yeah, why? Yeah. You're a great guardian.
Yeah, good job, Sherman.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the hotel manager sees the charcoal sketch of Melanie in the paper.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I looked at the charcoal sketch and I'm like, that's Linda Hamilton. Did you notice?
You know what? She does kind of look like a Linda Hamilton a little bit. She looks like Melania Trump mixed with Linda Hamilton.
You are right. I did not pick up the Melania Trump.
She looks like both together.
Yes. Yeah.
But she doesn't have the arms.
No. She doesn't have the jacked Terminator 2 Linda Hamilton.
Jacked.
That movie was...
I'll never get over that.
She was
those jacked arms.
That first scene... We're way off again. But that first scene of her doing pull-ups when they first show her in the movie, and then she drops down and turns around with that face on.
I fucking love it.
I was like,
first of all, Terminator 2, one of my favorite action movies of all time.
Fantastic.
I love that movie.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Excellent.
But Linda Hamilton in that movie, you're like, oh my God. Yeah. It's like when I see women like that, I'm like, I think I know how I want to die.
Yeah.
I want to die in a knockdown, drag out fight with her.
She could just kill me with her bare hands. I would be fine. Thanks.
So this is when the mobilize. The hotel manager calls the cops and everyone mobilizes. Like lead detectives, Dr. Willow, they're all running out because they know what's going on now, even though we don't.
No, we have no idea what's going on,
idea.
But they know, or they think they know.
I think so. Yeah, and then who gets knocked out? At some point, somebody gets knocked out here. Somebody draws a gun, kicks in the door, gets knocked out by somebody. Oh my God, my notes are a mess at this point. Oh, anyway, we find out the neighbor has a gun. Sherman and Annie. He's gonna go kill the killer.
Yes.
Remember this scene?
There's chases.
Yeah, and this is the scene where Annie's like, I wish Melanie was dead and Clarissa was our daughter. And Clarissa comes out and she's like, I want my mommy. And Annie's like, I'm your mommy. I'm here. And you're like, what's going on?
So weird.
Right.
And like, not every woman, and this is such a trope, like not every woman who can't have a child
wants a child.
Like, or is like so desperate that like, what, a woman can't get over the fact, like can't get over something.
Right.
And if they wanted a child that badly, like there's ways.
Right. Exactly. You can adopt. There's tons of things you could do. But we get the point that Annie is crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah. And that's why, you know, they have this kid because they're like, we'll just take this kid next
we're just going to have this one.
Yeah, this is ours now.
I like this one. Let me take that. And
she could be yours.
Right. And Clarissa says, you're not my mommy. Annie says something in this scene that made me laugh. She's like, she probably called that killer to her like a bitch in heat.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, she was blaming the victim.
Oh, big time. Doesn't she blame her? Doesn't she insinuate that like Sherman looks at her at sunbathing or something like that?
Yeah. I've seen the way you look at her.
Yeah. She does not like Melanie.
Yeah. Right.
At all.
And this is where Melanie and her kidnapper are on the street. The kid sees them, calls the cops. And one part, Detective Clark talks to the kidnapper. Where like, you weren't supposed to be doing this or something.
Yeah.
Like he knows who he is. And then at one point he's like, listen here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which
and this is the first motherfucker we get in the whole movie.
I was like, oh yeah,
maybe
gotta
first
love that.
and only, but I did love it.
I think I'm waiting for an opportunity in my life to say to somebody, listen here, motherfucker. Here's how it's going to go down.
I always say motherfucker when I hurt myself.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, that's when I say motherfucker.
But
I did once know a very woo-woo feminist lesbian who was like, it's so offensive to say motherfucker. Don't say mother. I'm like, I will say motherfucker.
It's fun. It's fun.
I will say all of these curses Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I like motherfucker.
That's
a good one.
I will vote the right way every time.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I can and cannot say. I don't think so.
I'm still on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Now, Melanie runs away from the kidnapper at some point here. Like, he lets her alone, and she runs away, and Sherman picks her up. Sherman just
wait.
finds her.
Oh, okay. Yes. He
just comes across and finds her.
I'm getting kidnapper and Sherman mixed up.
Yeah. And because then the kidnapper...
Maybe you're supposed to?
I think you're supposed to, yes. So the kidnapper actually sees her get picked up by Sherman, and this is another great movie cliche I love. They're driving away, and what does he do? No! That's one of my favorite things they do in movies. No!
It's good, because when do you do that in real life ever?
Oh, no, never.
Have you ever done that?
I would love to, but no.
Yeah,
Just
no
like motherfucker,
yeah,
never really presented itself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not right.
Have you ever stood out of somebody's window with a boombox?
No.
Nothing like that. Me neither.
No. I've made the mistake of making mixtapes for people and then getting broken up with.
Oh, I've done that.
The mixtape is the death knell. You make a mixtape for somebody and they're breaking up with you eventually. That's like, yeah, you know.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
I've made mixtapes for people, and people have made mixtapes for me that I've
And then you dump them. Yeah.
not right after.
Not right after, but
Yeah,
like my wife and I've never made a mixtape for her.
yeah, because you know better.
Yeah.
And you never get a tattoo of someone's name.
No. Never.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that bothers me about tattoos with people's names or faces, I immediately...
Faces.
If I see the image of somebody or somebody's name on you tattooed, I think that person's dead.
Yeah, me too.
Like, there's no way that person's alive. You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
One of my favorite jokes ever is Daniel Tosh said this. And he's like, please stop putting memorials on the back windows of your cars.
Yeah.
And he's like, because I'm stuck in traffic and I'm trying to figure out how old this poor motherfucker was when he died. And I don't want to do math.
It's true. And nowadays, when you see on social media, if people do like one of those then and now side by sides, I get really freaked out. I'm like, this person died. And then I'm like, no, I need to read it. It just says this person then,
right.
and this person now.
With that person's dead. Yeah. But you think that person's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Every time.
But yeah, I love the no, like that moment. Like,
You have to find
good.
a way to use that.
Right. I do. I got to come up with something.
You really do.
Definitely. Yeah.
There has to be a way.
Maybe. And it's got to be on video. And it has to be the point where I have to fall to my knees, arms up, and it has to be like a crash zoom on my face as I yell. It's got to be like, no, like right into my mouth, like, oh, into the black. So it transitions to the next scene.
No, I love this. And do you have one of those picture frames where it's like digital and it like moves?
Yeah,
you put it on that.
Yeah.
So every like now and then it'll be you just going, no.
So now we're back at the Beck house. And again, I know I'm leaving shit out here. There's definitely
we have
no
to
way.
be leaving shit out because what even happens?
What's going on? Sherman brings her home. He brings back home, Melanie
to
home.
her own house?
Right, yeah. And he sits her down and he tells her he's going to call the police and he's going to bring Clarissa to see her. She seems completely unresponsive, right? And he tells her to lock herself in and not to let anyone else in until he returns, right? And then Sherman goes to the phone booth. We see him go to the phone booth, and she gets a phone call from the killer at this point. And it says, "Do you recognize me, Mrs. Beck?" And she's like, "No." She doesn't know too. And the phone rings again. Again, there's two lines. And then she realizes, like, he's here. And she turns around and there he is.
Yeah.
Right? And he takes the mask off and, oh my God, we're all so surprised. It's Sherman.
But
Sherman is the killer.
I was surprised because I did think it was the other guy.
We don't find out who the other guy is yet, though.
Yeah.
Who was like tormenting her and
and
taking her to
it's not that I thought it was the other guy. I was so confused that I don't know who I thought it was besides the other guy. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. There's a reason for that whole thing, too.
I have that in my notes here.
Right. So we get a flashback to what actually happened.
There's a flashback. He's like, you don't remember? I'm going to tell you everything.
Yeah.
And then she has a she does flashback.
Where she eventually knocks him down the stairs and she's the one who gave him the cut on his face, and he gave her the knife to kill herself, and that's when she slashed his face.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
And then he fell down the stairs.
When does she shoot him in the dick?
That's later.
Oh.
Yeah. And she couldn't...
Because I was like,
she tried to kill
okay.
him. She tried to kill him when he fell down the stairs and he was hurt, but then she passed out. And at this point, he raises a gun to kill her, right? And... okay. Are we up to the... Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm sorry.
Does someone break through a window?
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Because I'm like, wait.
Her kidnapper, who we are later going to find out is actually her ex-husband, Axel.
Yes. Like, that's and maybe she divorced him because he wears fucking Speedos.
Tiny little underpants, yeah. He dives through the window in such a way that it literally, it's not like a heroic, like, crash through the window. It looks like somebody threw him through
and he
the
fell through the window. Yes. It was like, okay, guys, heave and hoe me through this window.
Yeah. And then he shoots Sherman. And Sherman's about to shoot her, and then she shoots him in the dick. Like right in the dick.
And I'm sorry, but that's not going to do anything. It's going to hurt, but it's like...
Yeah. Oh, no. She shoots him in the dick. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. She shoots him in the dick first.
Okay.
And then he still raises the gun to kill her, and that's when Axel dives through the glass and shoots him dead. Yeah. So then Sherman is dead. Axel is the kidnapper, her ex-husband.
But Sherman, his wife have some weird fucking shit going on because, okay, Sherman's obsessed with Melanie and his wife is obsessed with the daughter.
The daughter, yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
There's some weird shit going on there. Yeah.
Y'all need Jesus.
Yeah,
Y'all need help. Y'all need something. I mean, something. I say that because they're in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, there might also be a better movie in just what's going on between Sherman, his wife, and Clarissa.
Yeah.
Right? There might be a better movie in that.
Really? And even like what they were trying to do, like a psychological thriller. Definitely.
Definitely. This is where everything gets explained. Axel.
But they explained it out loud.
Right.
And I think even the psychiatrist or the doctor,
Dr.
whatever, Willow explains it out loud.
Yes, he does.
Go
do you want to do it?
No, please.
Okay.
You do it.
This is an absolutely fucking insane explanation. So the plan was Axel would kidnap his ex-wife because she doesn't remember who he is, and then torture her and traumatize her
and rape her
so that she would go get over the original trauma
and remember everything
and remember what happened. This is the plan.
Yeah, this is very Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right?
Wow. Like, wow. I don't get it. But anyway.
But
then we end up with the end of the movie, which you said, like, I remember you just texted me another thing, which was like the ending. Oh my God.
The ending really freaked me out. So you get the ending, and how this movie ends is, okay, the Axel and Melanie are like in bed. They're cuddling.
They're back together.
Okay, wait.
He's a violent drunk who raped her.
Yes.
And they're back together.
And this was also weird. So they're in bed with the daughter. And then the daughter was like, can I leave?
Yeah. Can I get out of here?
Yeah.
This
she
is
was like,
weird.
Yeah. She was like, can I get out of this bed right now? And they're like, go ahead, honey.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, that's fucking weird too.
Right?
I don't ever like, even when I was hanging out with my parents in their bed or whatever, which is not weird in and of itself.
No.
I would just go. I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask to leave.
Yeah, she's like, can I get out of here?
I don't think I've ever asked my parents' permission, and my kids have never asked my permission to leave a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially a bed.
Yeah.
So weird.
So that was very weird, and that gave me like a really weird taste in my mouth. Just that part alone.
Gives you a really weird taste.
But like this part. And then we get her and she's like, I'm going to leave. So she decides to go and like open a present, right? Because
the present that Sherman gave her at the beginning.
The present that Sherman gave her, because I guess she can open it now.
Which they didn't just throw that away when they realized Sherman was the killer.
Oh, Sherman brought her the gift. And how did, like, this, that's so weird. Yes. So anyway, she goes to her bedroom. She opens the present. We don't see what's in there, but we can only assume it's something weird.
I assumed it was an inordinate amount of sperm.
Poor girl's only 12.
It's a jar.
Yeah.
It's
Ew.
like the jars they keep like.
What's this?
You know the big jars they keep
She opens it. It
pickles
smells
in?
like moldy bleach. She's like, it's disgusting.
Moldy bleach.
So we see her in the mirror and she has the fucking killer's mask on and the gloves. So this is what made me feel weird because I was like, okay, we're supposed to think she's so traumatized that she's the next killer
She's now
and
going
rapist?
to be right. She's like, do you remember me, Mrs. Beck? I'm back.
And I'm horny. Like,
does she say horny?
No.
Oh.
She does say, do you remember me?
I'm back.
Which is fucking weird, but the original killer is so horny that I'm so uncomfortable with this little girl.
So Clarissa's like, Melanie, I'm gonna
rape and murder my mom. And I'm a little girl. Like, it just, like, to me, I was just like, okay, I like weird shit, but this is like it's too much.
And people complain about like Rob Zombie's motivations in movies, like what's wrong with him? What's wrong with the people who make this?
What is wrong with this? Okay. Okay, so now we have a little girl rapist murderer on the loose.
With a dime store rubber hand and glove
that can
mask.
Punch through.
That she could punch through bodies. Yeah.
Well, we don't know if they can punch through male bodies. We only know so far
only
that they
females.
can punch female bodies, yeah.
Yeah, there are no male victims.
And how does she's not going to have an inordinate amount of semen. I can't say that word every time.
Okay. Maybe she has like an inordinate amount of menstrual blood. Oh God, why did I say that?
Yeah, but that's not menstrual blood has not that's not like a.
It's not a sexual thing.
It doesn't. Well, I mean, it can be, but it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Right.
So I'm just like, what? Okay, because of the way that the original killer was set up, and then now she's like possessed by this killer, or like
indoctrinated
into being this killer. I'm just like, all right, but like this killer was the horniest killer in the world, and I feel like it's a part of his identity. So if he's passing his identity to somebody else, and he did spend a lot of time with this little girl,
way too much time,
like
for
way
somebody who's
too much
not
time.
related to her.
Yeah. Weird.
Yes, very
weird. So I just think like this poor little girl is very confused.
Very confused. Do you remember me, Mrs. Beck?
Yeah, I'm your fucking daughter.
Yeah. I'm back. It's too bad we didn't get a night killer too. It really
with
is.
the little girl.
Right.
I wonder how they would have done that.
Can you imagine? She's like picking up women in bars and killing them.
Or men.
That would have been more interesting. A young woman picking up men and killing them would have been interesting. I'm trying to think if we've had that, except for Species. Species.
I mean, she's not a young woman.
Yeah.
But
Species isn't really a woman either. It's like a monster. But,
yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Few and far between, but they're usually not rapists.
No, it's hard to. Yeah, I think it's hard for women to rape men.
Yeah, unless they're like young men and they're like an older woman.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of convincing involved.
Yeah, but it
can't be forceful, really.
Well, if they're very young, it can be forceful.
Oh, yeah. No,
which is really sad.
Yeah, we're getting into dark territory.
And it's sad. It's sad. But yeah, it just like it just really confuses me, and it makes me feel very weird. And I'm just like, oh God, this poor little girl. Please get this girl into therapy ASAP, just as soon as possible. As soon as possible.
It's not good.
And like. Also, the relationship of would their marriage never have been saved if this didn't happen?
Unless he kidnapped her, tortured, and raped her? No.
And then also
which is a great message to send guys. Like, you want to get your ex-wife back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's how you do it.
Look, two consenting adults. They want to do role play like this.
Sure.
Go for it.
Sure. Yeah.
No one's judging you.
I am. But
except for Brian. But
I'm definitely judging your tiny blue underpants.
Yeah,
for sure.
The tiny blues. Yeah. I don't know about that.
And your inordinate amount of seminal fluid.
Yeah. I mean, all that drinking. I don't know. So yeah, the movie ended. It made me feel really weird.
Yes.
And I don't know how they marketed this in Italy as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel.
Nightmare on Elm Street is all I could think of. Like they called it Night Killer, obviously to get the Nightmare on Elm Street thing. He has a mask that kind of sort of looks like Freddy. He's got the long claws.
Yeah, but in Italy, when they released it in Italy, they tried to market it as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel.
Oh, really? I actually didn't know that.
Any sense.
Really? That makes no sense.
It was called like Behind the Door in Italian or something. Or Don't Open the Door 3.
Don't Open the Door 3.
Or something
Just
like that.
Random numbers assigned.
But it also came out at the same time that Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 came out.
Okay.
So how is it? It's
No.
The Italians confused me.
They do that a lot.
And maybe it's because Italy was never a unified country and it was like a bunch of city-states.
Possibly. First, my question to you would be, as we wrap things up, what did you think of the movie?
It was very confusing. And I like a twist. Like I'm not opposed to a twist. I think they're fun. This movie, I think I need to watch more Italian horror films, which I have to say I haven't seen a whole lot.
This is not a great example of Italian horror, by the way. Like, I like giallo films.
Okay.
I really do. Actually, and it's funny, you recommended that Eli Roth podcast to me.
The way that they talk about it sounds amazing.
When he talked about giallo, I was really like amazed because like I've seen a few. I don't know too much about the genre. I wish I knew more. And he kind of laid out a lot of it. Like giallo is yellow in Italian.
Okay.
Right? So the reason they're called yellow movies is because there used to be these crime pulp paperbacks that were published in Italy during the 50s and 60s that came in these yellow covers with a circular image on the cover. So the early giallo filmmakers, a lot of them were screenwriters for spaghetti westerns, went to make these movies, and they used these novels as the basis for their movies. So they got the name Yellow Movies from this cover, the cover of these pulp paperbacks. And so they were giallos. But the first real giallo is probably, I think, Black Sunday by Mario Bava. And then you get the one that really defines the entire genre. In 1970, you get The Bird with the Crystal Plumage by Dario Argento, which is like the movie that's like, this is giallo.
Okay.
And this movie does rip off a lot of tropes from giallo. It's not a good giallo at all.
Yeah.
Like, you always have a red herring.
Okay.
The killer is always in black, wearing black gloves.
Okay.
There's always a twist ending as to who the killer is.
I love it.
Yeah,
See, I like these beats that
so
it
these
has,
are they stole a lot from giallo, but they didn't do a great job with it.
Yeah.
It's not a good giallo.
Maybe they were trying to make it too American slasher.
That's what I think. And I think they were trying to cop on to the popularity of too many other movies. Like, they're trying to cop on to like Nightmare on Elm Street with the appearance of the killer. It was named somehow connected to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which has nothing to do with.
Nothing to do
right.
with.
In the same way that Troll 2 has nothing to do with Troll 1.
Yeah.
Right. It's not even, they're not connected in any way.
Well, they have a troll.
But they're called goblins in Troll 2.
Yeah, they are called goblins.
Yeah. Nilbog is goblin backwards. Nilbog is goblin backwards.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. But
Okay.
But like, there's like great giallo, like really great. Like Bird with the Crystal Plumage is so good. Like, so you would love it.
I haven't
so good.
seen it.
Yeah, it's great. It's made in 1970. It is great, like suspense, super European stylish. The actress that plays the main character is just
Is she beautiful?
absolutely stunning, of course.
I sold.
But she has like this cute, like twiggy haircut. And she has in the first scene, she's wearing this like fantastic red coat with these wonderful boots.
Ooh.
As soon as you see her, you're like, whoa, who's
Yeah.
that? Like, oh my God. Like, it's really super stylish and really cool. And Argento, of course, like has so many great visuals. His colors are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I know
Yeah.
about Argento.
And then once he kicks off the genre, there's literally between like 1970 and 1980, there are like hundreds of these movies get made. Hundreds. Like, they just
Low budget.
yeah, low budget slasher killer movies, and they basically inform American slashers. This is not a giallo movie. It's close, but I would not define Italian horror by this movie.
Okay.
I would say, like, you've seen Suspiria, right?
Yes.
The original.
Not the original.
Oh, you saw
Oh,
the
wait, no. I have seen the original. Yes.
Okay.
Seen the
'Cause
original.
Actually, the original is awesome. It's great. The remake is also very good, but in a different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the remake. I've only seen
Oh my God! Well, what's her name?
Suspiria, the original.
Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
In Suspiria and Mia Goth. Oh my God!
Maybe I need to watch it.
Like, it might be the sexiest movie I've ever seen.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
probably watch that. For the podcast.
But
I don't know. You haven't seen The Love Witch yet.
no,
Which
I
we have
really
to watch. I love
wanna
how I sent
see
you a
that.
picture of The Love Witch. You were like, who is that?
Yeah, who is that?
Someone very attractive
I was
is who
like,
that is.
Jesus, who is that?
Yeah.
Because that 60s either giallo or hammer horror girl is like the horror girl. Like it's like the girls in hammer horror films. I don't know if you ever watched any of the hammer films with Christopher Lee.
Mm-mm.
Oh my lord.
I have a lot
like
of horror to catch up on.
Like Brett Eklund or like these actors. I sent you the trailer for
I watched
Wicker
that.
Man.
I was like, I need to watch this movie.
Brett Eklund
the original
is the blonde that's like naked and hitting the door. Oh my god. That movie's that might be, without actually having any real explicit sex in it, Wicker Man might be the most sexually provocative movie ever made.
Wow.
But you have to pay really close attention to the soundtrack.
Okay.
Because the soundtrack is all folk songs sung by the characters. But every one is like about sex. Every single one. Like in like a sideways kind of way. Like it's great. But we'll get to Wicker Man eventually. But this movie, I feel like, would you recommend this movie to somebody?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Would you?
I think if they like certain kinds of movies. Like, I like bad movies.
Yeah.
I almost have a masochistic love of bad movies. I'm like, oh, give me all the bad acting you can.
Yes.
Like, nonsensical plots, crazy jumps in logic. Give it all to me.
Yes.
You know, like, I want that. The only bad thing I consider truly bad is a movie that's boring.
Yes.
Like a boring
This movie was not boring.
No.
I have to say that. This
You're not
movie was
bored.
not boring.
Yeah, there's no boring part to it.
But I can't think of a person besides you to recommend this movie to. So the only person I would recommend this movie to is you.
Now, how about the beer? Let's go to the beer. What about
the beer?
Kane?
I would recommend this beer to every single person, especially if you go to New Jersey and you want to try a New Jersey local beer.
Yeah.
I would say Kane Head High.
Oh, yeah.
Tried and true.
Definitely.
It's not too high in ABV, but it's not too low.
No.
It has a really nice taste. Goes down smooth.
I'm midway through my second, and I'm feeling kind of buzzed, and it
What do
takes
you
it takes
like
a bit
it?
to buzz me.
Really?
Oh,
Good
yeah.
for you.
No, yeah. No,
Well, you
yeah,
are a man.
I do really like it. I do really like it. I like the advice on the side: store cold, drink fresh.
Yes.
You got it. Don't
This
worry.
beer definitely wouldn't taste good warm.
Don't worry, this will not go bad in my house.
Well, it's only a 4-pack, and we drank them, so.
So
It's like a full. I think it's a pint. Yeah, and I love when they give you an actual pint. It makes me feel like
yeah,
I'm
a
in
pint
Europe.
can. Yeah, it's like a real thing. Like
Yeah.
this is.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is what like England does.
Exactly. Except
Right.
every beer in England is a 5 or a 4, which I get. Which is why you drink so many in a row.
Right. I have a lot of love for the English, but I do not have a lot of love for their beer.
Yeah,
I do like a Guinness every now and again.
that's Irish.
True.
If you said that to an Irish person, they would be
They'd
so upset
stab
at
me
you.
to death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a close relationship, but it's also like a very like.
Okay, let me put it this way. I like a stout.
Yeah, you like a stout.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
As a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. But mostly I like this kind of Indian pale ale.
Yeah,
With the bitter.
I like Guinness. I think Guinness tastes pretty good. Do I get stouts? Not particularly. When I drink a beer, I drink a beer like this, or sometimes I'll have like a Peroni,
Right.
like a very light beer.
a very light. Peroni is very light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a
Which we should have had.
like a Tsingtao.
the
If we
next-
watch a
Oh.
Chinese movie, I
Yep.
like that.
What I think if we do a real giallo, we have to go with Peroni.
Yeah. But
Like,
we'll
if we-
drink the
if we
whole
do
6-pack though.
Bird with the crystal plumage, you're gonna have to definitely go with the Peroni. So just to sum up, it's a no to recommending Night Killer unless you really like bad movies,
True.
and it's a yes to recommending Kane Head High IPA.
Yeah, and I wonder if you can get this in other states.
Can you buy beer online? I've never tried it.
I've never tried. I can't answer that.
There must be questions about traveling across state lines, right?
I have no idea. I did try to send Kentucky whiskey to, or Kentucky bourbon to the country Georgia, and it's nearly impossible.
Really?
Yes,
Why were you sending something to Georgia?
because of a computer programmer that really helped me out.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted to send him a bottle of something. He was like, "No vodka. We have, they have a lot
tons
there."
of that. Yeah.
And I was like, "I need to send you like a Kentucky bourbon, like something really American."
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
So what'd you try to send? Like, was it Jack Daniels?
No, I tried to send him like a Woodford Reserve single barrel, a single barrel though.
Yeah.
which I don't know what I'm saying, but a single barrel does taste better.
It's not blended in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that whiskey in that barrel.
It's very
from
good.
one source. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
And it's more expensive, of course. So I'm
absolutely.
just going by that. I don't know. I've heard people say single barrel, and I'm just like, that's probably what I should get.
Yeah. I used to really like whiskey, but the problem with me and whiskey is that it causes me to time travel. And what I mean by that is I'll be having my third whiskey at a party, let's say, and then suddenly I'm waking up in my bed and it's the next morning and I'm like, oh, how did I get here? So yeah, I was just transported through time.
Yeah, I've had some whiskey bourbon moments that might be a little similar.
Yeah.
But I do have to say this really embarrassing experience that I've had, that this movie, maybe I wouldn't recommend this movie because it reminded me of something.
Okay.
One time I was dating this person, and I mean, this was a long-term person, but this is maybe, I can't remember if it was more towards the end of our relationship, and who knows if that even matters, but she really wanted to do a role play that lasted for like a day.
Oh God.
I know. It's so exhausting. The things I do for women.
I think that's the big difference between lesbian relationships and straight relationships. I think my opinion, the major relationship is the way we look at time.
Yeah.
Like a sexual experience in a straight relationship is like half an hour.
Yeah, no, in a lesbian relationship, it can be a long time.
Right.
And this was like, even for me, and I have stamina, I was like, all right.
Should we like
begrudgingly like, all right, I guess I'll role play for a fucking full day. And it reminded me of that, and then it reminded me of like when the role play broke, and I was just like, thank God.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Like when she was finally like, all right, I think I'm done. And I was like, oh, thank God. But like this movie, for whatever reason, reminded me of that. Like I felt like they were maybe just doing a role play the whole time.
That's what it felt like. Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Our role play wasn't this violent.
Yeah. The big disappointment of this movie, it's very funny. It's very, very funny to watch. But there are no moments that are actually scary.
No, and if they were going to have me recommend it to somebody, I would have needed more breasts.
Gotcha.
I mean, there were breasts, but like I think like maybe some other people's breasts.
Sure, just not Melanie all the time.
Or full male, for male frontal, I'm all for. I think it's so like.
I've heard you say that before.
I love a male frontal. And I always
find that funny. Like, why? What is it about a male frontal that you...
I love to see a dick.
Really?
Yeah. And I feel like they're hidden all the time. And because I don't get to see a dick every day, I want to see it. When I say, look, I like a sexy man. I'm into that too. But like, I just think because I'm seeing tits and like vag on an everyday basis,
you see it a lot.
like... I want to see something
you haven't seen.
Something I don't get to see every day.
Little surprise.
Yeah.
Little twist.
And you know what I love about dicks is that every single dick I've ever seen has looked different. I've never seen the same dick twice.
I want to put something out there just real quick because we have some social media. Please don't send us pictures of your dick on social media.
Oh, no. Send me pictures of your dick. I do that. Okay. So something I love about having straight girlfriends back in the day, not anymore. All my like straight girlfriends are like married or whatever now.
Yeah.
But back in the day when they were dating, they'd be like, oh, look what this guy sent me. I'm like, let's fucking see it, baby. Let's see it.
I have never understood ever the dick pic thing. Never got it. Never understood.
Like why you would send a picture of your dick to somebody?
All I could think of is that guy who's sending those pictures is playing the numbers. Because he's like, if I send out 10, maybe one will be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But the other 9 are like, holy shit, ugh. You know, like, because really.
I don't know. All the girls that get the dick pics that I know have been excited to get the dick pics.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know, some women might not be into it, but some women are into the dick pic.
I'm very happy that I am the age I am at this point.
Yeah, you never
that
had to send a dick pic to anybody.
Right, yeah, because I don't want that picture out there.
I would be like a little humiliated because there's no way someone there's no way you're sending a dick pic to somebody and they're not showing somebody else, at least one other person.
They have to. What's the point of it otherwise?
Exactly.
You
can't keep it to yourself.
Right.
You can't keep it to yourself.
And again, you got to remember, I'm much older than you.
You're not that much older than me.
I feel a lot older, but like that would have been the equivalent of somebody taking a Polaroid picture of their penis and mailing it to you when I was a kid.
Look, I grew up in a time where I guess I could have, but thank God.
But could you imagine?
I wouldn't send somebody a picture. I don't. It's
You're like,
if you're not going to see my tits in real life,
right.
You're not going to see them.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
it's real life or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not getting a picture.
But I can't imagine, like, that you're like, you get it, like, oh, I got a letter from my boyfriend.
Or, like, to take it?
Yeah, and you're like, what?
I love the idea of somebody going, can you send me a dick pic? And the guy being like, yeah, and just sends like a flaccid dick pic. That to me, that would be fucking hilarious.
Especially if he's a grower, not a shower. That would be bad. You know, she'd be like, is that a nipple? What's going on here?
Or just like, oh, cool. And then he's like,
thanks.
I'm at work right now, babe.
Yeah.
Like I had to go to I'm at the bathroom. Like, what do you want from me?
I just got a dressing down from my boss, so it's not going to look that great.
Oh, okay. I'm ready to wrap up.
I'll send you a picture of my inordinate amount of seminal.
Just like, look how much.
I filled the toilet to the top.
It's fucking nasty. That's so gross.
So disgusting.
But I love, I was listening to a podcast or a YouTube video, I think, that you sent me, and it's Alan Moore talking about the book Lost Girls that he wrote.
Yes.
And him and his partner.
His wife now.
Oh, it's his wife now.
Melinda. Yeah, Melinda Gebby.
Melinda Gebby talking about like, I mean, we've been doing it for like a millennia.
Yeah.
And yet we're still like so weird
Mm-hmm.
about it. And then when I think about it like that, I'm like, that is kind of funny and ridiculous.
Did you listen to that interview they do together on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
I really liked it.
These two. Do you know what she did before she was a comic book artist?
No.
She was a bondage model.
Oh, so she has been involved in like sex stuff like for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I do need to read this book.
I have it over there if you want.
I should get my own copy. I wouldn't want to get any sort of fluids on it for you.
Oh my God. So what do you think? Have we put Night Killer to bed at this point?
I think we put Night Killer to bed. I have to say I'm glad I watched it.
Okay, good.
Especially with the lines like molested in the little boy's room and an inordinate amount of semen or seminal.
I recommended it offhand, and then when I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, Megan's watching this right now.
No. I thought it was hilarious. I'm just so glad I didn't watch it with the kids.
Oh, no. Yeah, that. You're like, hey, you want to watch a horror movie?
Turn it right off. Trust me, I would have turned it right off. Like, okay, we're not watching this. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so next time, The Love Witch. Are we agreed?
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in for The Love Witch.
Me too.
Yes, that's awesome.
I kind of can't wait to rewatch that movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm very excited. I've never seen it. And it'll be the first movie that we've done so far that I don't know anything about. Really.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
That's exciting for me because I feel like you're always telling me like this movie, that movie, you know all these facts about these things.
Because I've spent so much time wasting my life on movies.
I can relate, but yeah, Love Witch. Let's do it.
Right. Cool. All right. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Yeah, and you can follow us at NOT_pod. We have a website.
We do.
Nightmaresontap.com
and nightmaresontap@gmail.com if you want to email us.
Email us,
message us. Feeling.
Give us some suggestions. Let us know how bad we suck, but give us 5 stars anyway.
Give us 5 stars and then tell us how bad we are. Right. And that's it.
All right. Until next time, guys.
Hey, Megan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
clinical examination of the patient revealed an inordinate amount of seminal fluid.